actually I was a little bit excited until I saw what the injury was. But we are live here for today's game. Hey guys, how you going? So BK Sport, we are back as the Manly Seagulls are going to be playing host to the West Tigers today. Oh, I just realised that I need to fix up that thing down the bottom. Otherwise, my OCD will go crazy because you can't even see the S. And there is an S with the Tigers. There is no S with the Melbourne Storm, which we've gone over a billion times. But there is an S there, so I do need that to be seen. And now let's make that smaller. Oh, everything. Okay, yep, everything's all over the place here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. This is what happens. This is what happens. Oh my gosh, I need to make it a little bit bigger. Just a little bit. There we go. I think that's all right. It's close enough. You know what? And I'll just move myself down to get rid of that part there. Oh my gosh, we're flying now. We are absolutely flying. Now we're just going to wait for Jay to let us know when to refresh the score. But guys, today, Manly versus the West Tigers. This was looking like it was going to be a very interesting game. Both of these teams are very desperate for a win right now. Like, both of these teams absolutely need a win. I would say specifically more... Well, to be fair, I don't have the Tigers making the top 8. I did have Manly making the top 8. So for me, even though Manly are above the Tigers by 2 points here and significant points differential-wise, I do think this is a more important game here for Manly to win, because if they don't, yeah, sure, they'll probably only be 2-3 points, maximum 3 points out of the top 8, right? But the point of the matter is that I think they should be much better. I think they should be a much better team. They've made a couple of big changes here today, which obviously we'll talk about, and we'll talk about how disrespectful the Tom Trbojevic situation has been. Not because of the move, because he found out of it through the media. But yeah, look, it's going to be interesting because, look, the Tigers have lost Jerome Luai and have also lost Dream Buller. That's two massive outs there, and that's their spine. You know, that is their spine. They've had to shift their 5. We'll talk about it in a second, but the 5/8 is their 9, the fullback is their 5/8, and it's all over the shop, man. It's absolutely all over the shop. So, big game here for both these teams to win. With that being said, let's get into the two-team lineup. So, obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. I do need to say I will not be live for the Knights versus Raiders game today, and that is because I've got my friend who's fighting in a Muay Thai fight tonight. So, I'm really looking forward to that here, obviously in Hua Hin in Thailand. So, I do need to go and support my boy as he goes into his first Muay Thai fight, which is going to be awesome. He's actually a local trainer here, but he just hasn't really wanted to do it yet, and now he's doing it. So, it's going to be a massive night. I'll actually show it on the Instagram. I'll do a Instagram live and whatnot later on today, but that'll be super late for you. Actually, it might even be early morning for you, because you guys are 3 hours ahead of me, and that fight won't be until like 12 o'clock tonight. So, but it's going to be a big one. There's a lot of undercards and whatnot. But anyway, let's get into this game. So, Manly Seagulls, they're on 10th position. The Tigers are in 14th position, and this is the 4 Pines Park in Sydney at Brookvale. Now, the ins here for Manly: Jake Simpkin, Leha Pawade, Matthew Lodge, and Michael Cheekham, with the outs being Clayton Faulalo, Hamoli Olakawatu, Lachlan Croker, and Tommy Talau. So I didn't even realise how many outs Manly had as well. This actually, the game could still be absolutely interesting. Like, it's a huge in here with Leha Pawade, but massive outs of Olakawatu, Lachlan Croker, obviously their starting 9. Tommy Talau is a solid centre, and Clayton Faulalo, one of the starting wingers. So both teams are kind of a bit all over the shop here, injury-wise, and plays in and out, shake it all about. So that will kind of throw a bit of a duster amongst it. But Leha Pawade is the fullback. He's welcomed back. The winger is Ruben Garrick, who was shifted from he was on the 5, and now he's actually playing in the 2. Jason Saab actually comes in on the other wing as the number 19. The centres are Tolotau Kuala and Tom Trbojevic. This is a big, massive change here we'll talk about in a second. The 5/8 is Luke Brooks, with the halfback being Daly Cherry Evans, who is the captain as well. The front row forwards are Matthew Lodge and Sisiwa Takeaho, and then Jazz Tavanga is the number 9. You go to the back row of Corey Waddell and Ben Trbojevic, with the number 13 being Jake Trbojevic, and then the interchange is Jake Simpkin, Ethan Bullimore, Nathan Brown, and Toffol Sipley. The 18th man replacement is Michael Cheekham and Anthony Seabold as the coach. I don't think many people are a fan of Anthony Seabold. I wasn't a fan of Anthony Seabold before he even signed with Manly. My dad's definitely not a fan of Anthony Seabold. He's a Manly fan. And I think that a lot of people looking at this Tom Trbojevic situation probably would not necessarily agree that he didn't have the cojones to tell Tom himself that he was being shifted into the centres, and Tom actually found out about it through the online world and through the media, which is not something that I would necessarily celebrate if I was a Manly fan. But look, it's going to be super interesting to see Tom go into the centres. He doesn't have a great record with Manly when he is playing the centre. Obviously, he's been fullback for so long. He's been incredible, but injuries have just caught up with him over the years, man. And there's a lot less of a workload as a centre than there is as a fullback in regards to the old hammies. So that's why they've shifted him in there. And also, Leo Hapawada is the next up-and-comer coming through. You know, Hapawada had a fantastic game before he went down a couple of weeks ago. I think it was against the Broncos, maybe, that I could be thinking about. But Leo Hapawada is a great fullback coming through. So you need to adjust to fit him in. And with Tom Trbojevic so in and out, shake it all about, you chuck him in the centres, but like I said, he hasn't had a great record with Manly, but when he was playing for New South Wales a couple of years ago, him and Latrell Mitchell, that was the most dangerous centre pairing of all time at that point. You know, Tom Trbojevic, when he gets good ball there in the centre, can absolutely dominate. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him get a crack here today. Obviously, Manly, very different from New South Wales, which is why there's the two polar opposite records there. I don't know if he's lost a game in centre for New South Wales, but I'm pretty certain he's only won one of like 7 when he's playing centre for Manly. So yeah, it's all up in the air tonight, but it is going to be interesting to see if Hapawada can really solidify himself as that number 1, and they do permanently shift Tom Trbojevic there into the centres, because if it didn't work out, they can move back and put him there, but we'll just have to see how it works out. Obviously the halves, we need more out of Luke Brooks and Cherry Evans. It's just as simple as that. There's no debating that. And look, their forwards, I don't think their forwards have been up to scratch this year. You know, I usually see Manly as a team that doesn't necessarily have a great deal on paper with their forwards, but they usually turn up, they usually work hard, and they usually just get a good crack on. But this year, for me, they've been super underwhelming and disappointing, and they're going up against a pretty solid Tigers pack here today that will run the ball hard. It doesn't necessarily mean that I think the Tigers 4 pack is better. I think Manly should win the forward battle here. But overall, the Tigers 4-pack does have some absolute boppers in it, like your Terrell Mays, like your Fanopoles, and the likes, right? So yeah, it's gonna be a huge battle there in the forwards, and that might be the one that decides the game realistically. Now look at the Tigers. Their ins is Charlie Murray and Luke Laulali'i, with the outs being the Dream Baller and Jerome Luai. 2 huge outs there, man. Like, if you can win this game at Brookvale with 2 of your spine out, the guy you went out and signed in the off-season in Jerome Luai to really get you going, Dream Baller, one of your greatest players of the last couple of years, especially considering you come last with him, but yet he still looked like a fantastic player. Didn't necessarily have a great year maybe the last year, but I think it was the year before he really kind of broke out. Obviously, he's the Fijian international fullback as well. So that is 2 massive outs there. And I just don't know how you can kind of survive with that. Every single team, you take 2 players out of the Storm, you take Munster and Pappenhausen out of the Storm, or Jerome Hughes and Pappenhausen to relate it, you know, they're probably going to lose. You know, you take out Nathan Cleary and Dylan Edwards from the Panthers, and they're probably going to lose. You know, that's just how rugby league works, and that's how sport works when you've got 2 of your best players in 2 of the most important positions on the field, both out. Like, it's just going to be not an impossible task, because Manly are very vulnerable. You're talking to a Titans fan here, and my team's been dreadful this year, and we still whooped them the other week. So Manly have been all over the shop, but I just don't know how you survive with 2 of your star players out there in the spine. Now, the fullback is Heath Mason, who has been playing 6. He shifts into the fullback this week with Sunu Turuva and Jarrell Skelton on the wings. You go to the centres of Adam Dewey and Stafford Toa. I actually like it. They've kept Adam Dewey in the centre, but I don't necessarily know about Api Sakoro-Isao coming as the 5'8". Now, he usually plays as the hooker. He shifted into the 5'8" with Latufanu as the halfback. Interesting selection there, I'll get to that. The front row forwards are Terrell May and Fanopole with Talanta Silva as the hooker. He originally was the 14. He shifts into the 9. The back row is Samuela Fayunu and Jack Bird with Alex Twal as the lock. Interchange of Alex Seyfarth, Siona Fayunu, Tony Suka, and Luke Laulali'i with Charlie Murray as the 18th man replacement, and the coach is Benji Marshall. So look, if I was coach, and obviously I'm just a couch potato here sitting talking about the game with you guys, but ultimately what I would have done, I actually probably, like, I do like that Talanta Silva is getting game time, and I know there's a lot of rumours about him going elsewhere next year or whatnot, because obviously Koroisau is the starting hooker there on a permanent basis. I do like that Talanta Silva is getting game time here. However, as a Fijian fan myself, obviously Australia first, but my family's all in Fiji, so I always back in Tosaviti, get around Fiji. Look, I've seen Api play in the halves before, and I'm not a big fan. I'm really not a fan of Api Sakoro-Isao in the halves. It's one of my biggest irks and complaints in regards to Fiji when they're playing on the international stage. With that being said, though, I understand why it happens, and I understand why he's in the halves on the basis that the islands, especially Fiji, and maybe not so much Papua New Guinea, but Fiji and Samoa and Tonga, maybe not so much Samoa anymore, but these international teams always struggle for depth in the halves and always struggle to have like a real pure 7 or a real pure 6. So I understand with Fiji there's not really enough depth there to choose anybody else, and that the 7 slash, I think he plays as the 7 actually for Fiji, or is it the 6? I can't remember. But the point of the matter is that I'm not a massive fan of Corey centre halves, so he's got a big job here today. But Latu Faionu, big up and coming through. We'll see how he can lead the way, because ultimately he is the halfback. And then, yeah, this 1 through 5 is just... They can have some really bopper games, they can, but they can also get absolutely pieced apart too defensively, and that is why this team is still quite low down the table in the bottom 4, despite having a much more improved year than previous years. You know, again, to repeat it, I know I got called a Tigers hater for telling you that you're not making the 8 this year, and you're developing past where you were, and it's going to be improvement over time, like you're going to keep on moving, but it's not ready just yet. It's literally facts, as you currently are in the bottom 4 right now, and trying to kind of avoid a 4th spoon in a row, because you are only 2 points away from the spoon. Much better points differential than the shambles team that's in 17th that I unfortunately support, but ultimately you are still only 2 points away from the 17th position. But let's get into the ladder here. I will make a prediction, and I will say Manly win here, and I am going to still say Manly 13 plus. I could easily see 1 to 12, but I am going to go in and say Manly 13 plus. They have to click at some point, man. They have to click at some point. I could see Tommy having a good game, really solid game there in the centres. I could see that being a big, huge improvement there for Manly. I love their centre pairing, Caller and Trbojevic, and I just think that Manly have a better team on paper. They haven't got 2 of their spinal players out. They've got their they've got Croker out, and Jazzy Bunger's the number 9, but I don't think that's too drastic of a loss there. So I think that if Manly, actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll tip you 13 plus, but if Manly don't win this game 13 plus, there is a concern, because the Tigers have no right to win with their fullback and their new signing halfback, who is a New South Wales Origin representative. With those 2 guys out, the Tigers should not be winning. And if you do win, Tigers, that's huge. That is a massive moment for you. And Manly, not only will you go on to you will go on to scam. You will absolutely go on to scam. Manly, listen here good. You lose this game and you're going on to scam. You don't even, actually, you know what? You're not even going on to scam, because you will be out of the top 10. You will drop out of the top 10. But let's get into the ladder here quickly. Obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Only a couple of minutes until the game does start. They're about to come out into the field. So let's run through it. So the Tigers, they're in 14th position, equal on 14 points with the Knights, the Eels, and the Rabbitohs. Now, the Knights play later on today against the Raiders. I would expect them to lose, but if the Tigers can lose by only 4, and then say the Knights, they're on minus 63, the Knights, the Tigers are on minus 66, say the Knights lose by 10, the Knights will still drop below you despite the fact that you also lost. So if you lose this game, the Eels this week will play the Dragons, and the Rabbitohs play the Dolphins. I do have the Dolphins to win that game. Eels Dragons is going to be all over the shop. I really don't know. You could actually finish as low as 17th if you lost this game by like 60 odd, which is not out of the equation for the old West Tigers. But if they lost by about 60 odd, there is a genuine chance that they could end up becoming 17th this week, but that would ultimately depend on the Titans winning and beating the Cowboys, which you can never guarantee. I would probably expect you to finish this week in probably 15th position if you lose this game, probably, but the lowest you can finish is technically last. If you win this game, however, for the time being, you would go above the Knights, you would go above the Cowboys, they're on 15th, but they play the Titans on Sunday. Then you would go equal with the Dragons on 16, Manly on 16, and the Dolphins on 16. Your points differential is minus 66, the Dragons are minus 59. If you won by 7 points or more, you'd actually go above the Dragons there into 11th position. Manly are on plus 22, so you shouldn't even really be looking at them. You shouldn't even really be looking at them. But not too drastic will you jump up, but you're probably going to be moving to probably the 12th, I would say, because I do have the Raiders beat the Knights this week, but I'll probably put you in 12th, and then that Cowboys and Dragons, their games are just 50-50s in a lot of ways. So, yeah, not too much change there for the Tigers, but Manly on their hands, they're on 16 points, game's about to kick off, alongside the Dolphins and the Dragons. They lose this game, and they probably will finish off the weekend. They could finish off in 12th. They could finish off in 12th because Cowboys would jump them with a win over the Titans and the Dragons would jump them with a win over the Eels. So you'd probably finish your weekend off in 12th. If you won this game, however, you would go equal with the Sharks and the Broncos in the top 8. Your points differential is currently already better than the Sharks at plus 20, so you would go into 8th, and then you'd have to win by about 28 or more to go above the Broncos there into 7th position. The Broncos play the Warriors tomorrow, which will be a massive game. I'm looking forward to that. And the Sharks play the Storm which is a huge game for them because they will drop out of the 8 if they lose that. They did beat the Storm already, but the point of the matter is that Manly and the Dolphins as well, they still play the Rabbitohs, and I've got them to win. I have the Dolphins to win. I probably do lean with the Storm down there at AAMI Park, and I'm probably going to go with I don't know, the Broncos Warriors, probably the Broncos, but no, I don't know. I really don't know. So you could easily finish off in 10th. Like, you could literally win this game and probably still finish off in 10th. It just comes down to those 3 teams above you that are in pretty decent positions to get a win, except for the Sharks. No, you probably finish off in 9th with a win. You probably finish off with a 9th with a win if the Sharks were to lose. So there you go. That's a little wrap-up in the summary for today's game. Obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button and subscription. Hey, Jay, guess what? Game is about to start, and I am going to remember myself. I didn't need you today. Didn't need you today, mate. I'm so all over it. I'm going to refresh it and it will go live. Oh my gosh. CJ, I haven't even looked at the chat yet. I'm absolutely flying. The game is about to kick off. Thumbs up, subscribe. Let's crack on. Let's crack on. Let's move this bad boy across over here. Damn, it's 50-50 in the poll right now. Of 51% of the Tigers. Interesting. So the Tigers are going to kick this ball off, and it's going to be Cherry Evans who gives it off to Matt Lodge, who takes it out now to the 18. All right, let's move that across. And there we go. There we go. Sydney Roosters fan 91 said, I think Manly should sign Tyrell Sloan and let Tommy Turbo go. I know he's a talent, but deserves to play fullback, and Manly don't offer that. But the thing is that they're thinking of Tom Trbojevic here. You know, ultimately, I know it was really mishandled. 3rd tackle for Manly at the 30. I know it was really mishandled, but ultimately they are thinking about Tom Trbojevic here, and they are thinking about the long term for him. Like, he gets injured a lot in the fullback, and I hate to say that. I don't want to say that, but ultimately it's a fact. It's a literal statistic that Tom Trbojevic does get injured quite a bit, and we all know that the fullback role takes on a lot more pressure, and you have to do a lot more than what you're doing in the centres. And that's not downplaying what a centre does, but ultimately a fullback is a very key position, and Tom Trbojevic, his body hasn't necessarily been able to handle that despite being incredible. Tigers get taken down here at the 20. So sure, like if you do move away from him, like I do understand the thought process there, that what you're trying to say. I do disagree with it, however, because I think that Tom Trbojevic, if he goes to fullback, is much more susceptible to injuries continually, and you'd rather prolong his career. He's still on some good coin, and he's a fantastic centre. He's a fantastic centre. So get where you're coming from, but if I was Manly, see how he plays today, see how he plays next week in the centres, and then, you know, come back to this. If he's not playing well in the centres, then yeah, I can probably get behind your thought process. But if he is playing well in the centres, then no. I think that it's I think that he'd rather stay at Manly. So Ruben Garrick now will get this ball to the 25 and it'll be first tackle. Beekeeper says West Tigers are destroying Luai's history. Well, no. Well, no. Luai knew full well what he was getting himself into. You know, when he did sign with West Tigers, he'd already won 4 premierships with the Penrith Panthers. He was able to really solidify himself as one of the better 5'8s in the game, and he's come across the Tigers and playing in the halfback, and he's trying to improve them and get them out of a really sticky wicket right now. But you know, everyone will remember what Luai does for Samoa, what he does for New South Wales, and what he did for the Panthers. So, no, I don't think that by any stretch of the imagination that Luai is being thought of less by coming here. It's just, unfortunately, the Tigers aren't necessarily a really well-run team. Manly get this ball up here to the 20, and it'll be a good take there by, I think it's Drell Skelton, and it'll be taken down to the 20. Is it Drell? Yeah, it is. DT says, oh, Buller, Donahue is going to be a beast for Fiji. I agree. I agree. Donahue is a solid player, man, and it's good to see that, you know, Fiji has some halves now, because what, they got Kurt Donahue and who's the other one? Who's the other one? It's Kurt Donahue and somebody else who does get relatively consistent game time, I think it was. No, it wasn't. No, oh man. No, it was the one who used to play for the Tigers. He used to also play for the Bulldogs. I can't remember. Intercept by Cherry Evans. Good grab there by Ches. And then Jazz Devungan out the 21st tackle. Geez, Manly off to a good start here. Jazz Devungan's going to roll it back to Cherry Evans. He'll give it out to Luke Brooks. It's 6 again now for Manly. And Ben Trbojevic. Ches loves a good intercept, eh? Ches does love a good intercept. He knows where to wait for it. Jazz Devunga off to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans to Matt Lodge, and Lodge is going to be 8 meters out. Thank you, Mitchell. Brandon Wakeham. Yeah. So I don't know who the halves have been now, because obviously maybe they still got Wakeham if he's playing New South Wales Rugby League. Luke Brooks, Ben Trbojevic. Oh no, Tigers are really on the back foot here. 3rd tackle here for Manly. No, it's a knock on. Oh, Ben Trbojevic, what are you doing? He wants a challenge. But he looks like he's just trying to save face here, to be fair. It looks like he might be just... Oh, they're saying he ball planted it, so you can't challenge it. I think that I wouldn't challenge this if I was Manly. Yeah, don't waste a challenge because it's a ball plan here. And yeah, 100%. If you had a challenge that Manly, you would have lost it. GTGT says, Latu Faiunu to the Finns, please. I just don't think that's going to be happening. I think the Tigers are pretty much they've pretty much guaranteed that he is their guy. You know, they made a clear decision that Lachlan Galvin wasn't necessarily... Like, they wanted Galvin, but they also were always planning to keep Latu Faiunu as that next up-and-comer, so I don't think that he'd be going anywhere. Like Baltic says, Manly lose, it's a complete scam. Mate, they are the biggest scammers that ever did... No, they're not the biggest scammers that ever did scam. That is the Cronulla Sharks, and that will stay with you. That will stay with you, Cronulla. But Manly will be alongside the scam. It's just, unfortunately for Manly, they'll be scamming outside of the top 10, so you can't even see they're on scam. But they will be on scam, don't you worry. Don't you worry. Alex Twal here, 4 tackle, gets it the ball to the 38. Logan Borsak says, also, I'm legit the biggest Newcastle fan tonight, more passionate than the people in Newcastle. Did you know I've been a Knights supporter for 10 plus years? I'm going crazy. Yeah, no, you're a Bulldogs fan, mate, so you are going crazy. But I also get it. I also understand it because the Newcastle Knights, if they win, the Raiders will stay second, Bulldogs stay first. If the Raiders win, then you can say sayonara to the first place. With that being said, though, I do have to kind of remind you, Fitztackle, the Tigers hit the ball back off the kick, but Lee Hapawada will grab it at the 5 and then crunch down 5 metres out first tackle. I will say as well, however, that you are forgetting one thing, and that is the fact that you've had 3 buys. The Raiders have had 1 buy. So especially if the Raiders do win today, I really am starting to look at the Raiders as the minor premiers. It doesn't mean that I've got them. I do think the Raiders get the minor premiership. I've been saying this for about maybe a month and a half now. But if the Raiders win today, they're starting to put a bit of a separator between them and the Dogs minor premiership wise. Lehigh Hapawada gives it off here to Tau Quarter gives it out to Ruben Garrick. Garrick down the wing. He sets back onto the inside and he'll be tripped up at the 35. Fit tackle 6 minutes into the game. Fit tackle. They go out to the right-hand side, and Luke Brooks kicks that ball up. The chase through here is not fantastic, but Heath Mason will get it, and Takiyaho will bring him down to the 5. Lockie Hutton says, did last night's finish remind you of anything? Yeah, your mum. GT says, let's go Tigers. Luai is not a 7 in my opinion. I agree. I don't think that Luai's a 7. I said this when he was leaving the Panthers. Just like I don't think that Dylan Brown's a 7, and... I've got Luai as a pure 6, and I've got Dylan Brown as a pure 7. I don't understand why the Knights have signed Dylan Brown to play 7. But it's going to be a penalty here to the Tigers for a high tackle. Penalty to the Tigers for a high tackle against Takiyaho. But yeah, no, I don't think that Luai is a 7 either. And I do think he needs someone to kind of maintain the ship whilst you're floating around. That's why I always say the 7 and 6 are similar positions. A lot of older people kind of make the argument that the 6 and the 7 is pretty much the same position, and I disagree. I have the 7 as the leader and I have the 6 as the floater. Whilst you're going to get a lot of similarities there, ultimately the 6 is a lot more free reign, whilst the 7 for mine is a lot more, dominant and tells it how it is, and this is where we're going, and that's why you do find a problem with a lot of what the Gold Coast Titans have over the years, because they've never really had a game defining 7, besides when they had Jamal. But Jamal was also very okay for the Gold Coast, and he's got a better team at the Raiders to really help him out there. But the 7 is a very different position to the 6 in my personal opinion. That's another reason why you've seen Nico Hines struggling for so many years since his Dally M. 4 tackle here at the 35. So yeah, I agree. I don't think that Jerome Luai is a 7. And if I was to consider, I think Latu Faiunu has come through as a 7. 1 second. Tigers kick this ball up at the 30, straight up here, and I think knocked back here by the Tigers. I think it's locked back. Yeah, it is. And it's going to be... That's Manly ball at 10. So I personally would look towards Latu Faiunu being the 7 and Jerome Luai being the 6, but I know he really desperately wants to be that 7. Yeah, Jay, you and I both know what he's referring to. Lane Baltic says, Donahue at 7 and the mighty Wakeham. No, not Nangama. You nearly deserve getting hidden for that. You nearly deserve, not even timeout, Lagan Ballsacks. You nearly deserve getting hidden for suggesting Nangama in the 6 again. I couldn't do it. I might lose my mind if Nangama was the 6 again. Knock on Manly at the 40, and oh no, it's a penalty high tackle. Penalty high tackle. Shai Moronga says up the Wars. Well, big game tomorrow for the Wars. Massive game tomorrow for the Warriors. They really need to get themselves back into a winning position. Because if they lose, the Roosters are knocking on the door there at on 20 points, only 4 points behind them, with only 9 points differential separating them. The Roosters obviously had the bye this week, so I put them up there. The Panthers are only 5 points away from them. The Broncos can be within 4 if they beat they beat you tomorrow as well. So huge game, massive game there for the Warriors, and even the Sharks if they beat the Storm. The Warriors will actually be grateful for that. But with that being said, the Sharks get put back up into play. And they shouldn't be because they're scammers. All right, so second tackle here for Manly, and they're 25 metres, 20 metres out even the line. 30 minutes to go here the first half, 10 minutes gone, 30 minutes to go. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. Luke Brooks, he's at the 20, and then it will be Manly taking down 13 metres out, third tackle. They've been down here quite a little bit. Pax is up the Tigers. Tigers going to get the W. I disagree. I think Manly win, but both teams are desperate for a win here. 6 again, Matt Lodge, 8 metres out from the line. First tackle, sorry. And that should be 6 again. No. Jazz Tavanga, he'll fake it, goes left. Sherry Evans, Ben Trbojevic. And Ben Trbojevic is going to be 4 metres away from the line. Second tackle. Jazz Tavanga goes back short side. Sherry Evans, he kicks this ball through, and that's going to be a dropout. That will be a dropout. Tungaturova grounds it. So Manly will receive the ball. Logan Balsick says, when Tigers win the comp, will it be the first Islander halves duo premiers? Well, that's a hard one to go through. I'd have to... a lot of Samoans try to claim that Cleary's Samoan, but he's obviously not. So no to them. And then for the Storm, it was Munster and Hughes. So no to that. Roosters, it was Keary for both those years. So no. And Cooper Cronk. The Sharks was Chad Townsend and James Maloney. So definitely not. Cowboys had Thurston. 2014 was the Rabbit. No, I don't know. Someone will have to go through it. Pax says, why are the Titans first in ladder? Because that's the ladder, mate. That's the ladder. You got to start clicking on here, mate. You got to start watching a bit more rugby league. If you don't know why. Tom Trbojevic has been absolutely annihilated, and he's knocked the ball on. Oh no, Jarrell Skelton has knocked Tom Trbojevic into the next years. Oh my gosh, Jarrell Skelton has rocked Tom Trbojevic. Deary me. But come on, man. You got to start really thinking. You got to start watching more rugby league. Because if you can't see what the ladder suggests, what do you think? You think I'm a scammer? I'm no scammer, mate. This is a real serious channel. We are a serious channel here. Sorry, it's the check song. Tigers here, first tackle at 25. This is serious channel. Seb Watson says definitely British. Yeah, Seb is British. What did Seb say? I didn't even see his first comment. I saw your second comment saying you're definitely British, Seb, but I didn't even see your first comment. Addy says up the Dolphins. There you go. Cal J says Titans looking most likely to win the premiership this year, to be honest. Exactly right, Cal. So you get it. You understand. Third tackle now for the Tigers at the 30, and then Alex Tawal, he will offload that ball to Talon Da Silva, and Talon Da Silva at the 35 on fourth tackle. And there's going to be Jarrell Skelton he's going to have to come up here for a HIA. No, Lagan, no, listen, he says who do you go for again? Seb Watson said no NRL team. You're a liar, Seb Watson. You are a liar. I know who you support. It's the team at the top of the table. Come on, mate. We've got some really ridiculous comments coming through early doors. Really ridiculous. But Jarrell Skelton will come off here for 15 minutes for a HIA with that tackle on Tom Trbojevic. Why are we getting spammed with up the Dolphins right now? The Dolphins aren't playing. The Dolphins are not playing in this game, and I don't believe they play until Sunday. So why are we getting spammed with up the Dolphins? You should be a Knights fan after last week. First tackle here at the 30 for Manly. Lee Hubawadi rolls it back to Luke Brooks, and then he'll get off to Ruben Garrick. Just a reminder here quickly, guys, I will not add a penalty to Manly. Just a reminder that I will not be live for the Knights versus the Raiders game because I do have my friend fighting his first professional fight here in Muay Thai tonight in Hua Hin, Thailand. So unfortunately, I will not be able to stream that game, but I will be live for all 3 games tomorrow and both games on Sunday. Someone says, hate to be this guy, but Matthew Lodge just looks physically unfit. You've really tried to avoid getting cancelled there with your terminology. Just looks physically unfit. That is... I love how people really try to skirt around it nowadays. Look, if you think that he's put on a bit of weight, like you can ultimately say, but he's a front row forward, so the more weight, the better. Ultimately, look at Georgie Rose. He's a big bupper. Look at it, he's a big bupper. GT's can you stream the fight? I'll actually film some stuff for Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, great. If you're not, then go follow. Jazz Tavanga goes out of the right inside to Luke Brooks. Great offload there, and it'll be third tackle, 8 meters away from the line. 8 metres out. They give it out to Jacob Boyovich, then off to Lee Hopawade. Hopawade out to Tolota Kuola, and Kuola 4 metres out, 4 tackle. 4 tackle. They go out to the right-hand side to Lee Hopawade, then to Jazz Tavanga. This is an awful, awful set here from Manly. And now 5th tackle, 5 metres away from the line. 5 metres out. So Jazz Tavanga, he'll get it to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans kicks it through. Good kick, good kick, good kick, good kick. I don't know what's happened here. There's ball everywhere. I don't know what's happening here with Corey Waddle. This might be a try. This might be... I think this might be called a penalty. Like, if anything, this is nearly a penalty try, but they have called it a try, so it's 4-0 here with the come. Luke Brooks is the one who has scored. But it might have genuinely been... It might have genuinely been a penalty try regardless, but Luke Brooks has come through and cleaned it up late. But Cherry Evans with a really nice kick here. Tigers were done for numbers. Heath Mason was all the way to the right. Ball bounces through... And the referee, he's fallen over. She's fallen over, the referee. She's fallen over. Deary me. Get back to your feet, son. But Cherry Evans kicks it through, and... Yeah, the referee's kind of been in the way of Heath Mason there, but, like, ultimately, it was just a really... There's a lot happening here. Ian says, take the 2. Oh, Ian, you fall into the Nate J trap. Don't worry. You fell into the Nate J trap. We had Nate J debate me on taking the 2 against the Dragons about a month. Sorry, the Dragons Broncos. Oh, hold on. Okay, here we go. Seeing contact for Api Koroisau. Okay, watch the hands of Waddell here. They've gone to the bunker. I think they're about to say no try. So, yeah, no, that is a penalty, Tigers. Yeah, it's a no try. No, it's a correct call. He does put his hand on his back and he does kind of grab him, slash. It's soft, but it is what it is. Because Koroisau without, I don't know, it's soft, but it is what it is. It's a no try. Lockie says, my mum. Well, Lockie, firstly, can you please click on Go Live? Because you are about 10 minutes behind where this stream is at. Can people in the chat tell Lockie to click on Go Live? Because he is well and truly behind. Lockie says, I could have cried after that pass from Critter. Hey, listen, fair enough. Fair enough. I did cry live on stream when Patrick Herbert did that, but you're a muppet and you're mup for even bringing it up and referring to it. Seb says, I'm very much at home, Lagan. Lovely bit of breakfast in the sun. Oh, when you come to Australia, Seb. When you come to Australia. Being an Englishman, obviously, you never get sun in England, so it must be nice for you to be in, must be really nice for you to be in Australia, Seb. Yeah, breakfast in the sun. I've got a bit of cloud here in Thailand right now. It's been raining today. Second tackle here for the Tigers at 35 after the no try for a Manly. No try. And Heath Mason to the halfway point, third tackle. Cal J says, yes, the fight being filmed so we can watch. Yeah, I'll put it up on my Instagram. It's not like big time like you thinking on TV and stuff, but I'll put it on my Instagram so you guys follow me on Instagram, BK Sport. So first tackle, it's the 6 again here for the Tigers at the 40, and there'll be second tackle now, 38 metres out. Thoughts on Grant Anderson joining Brisbane? I think, sure. I think that Grant Anderson's been solid enough. They're going to kick this ball on second tackle, and they're going to kick it right over the sideline. Well done, Tigers. That's exactly what you don't want to do in rugby league. So the rules of rugby league, basically, not even the rules, just what you really want to be doing is actually to hold the ball for like 5 tackles and then you kick it. That's usually what we do here in rugby league. Tigers have decided to go against that process by actually... on second tackle, kicking the ball directly over the sideline and giving the ball back to Manly. So it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them, Erdo. Let's see if it pays off for them. Manly do have the ball at 15 on first tackle now. Jeff Jackson says, wake up, Jeff. What's up, Blaze? Hello, Jeff. Get around you. And the ref is just going to tell him to get up. Lockie says, I could have cried. That's right. Olivia says, I'm here. I fell asleep last night. Sorry. How dare you, Olivia? You fell asleep during that game? Man, you missed out on a cracker. I would honestly say that Bulldogs versus Panthers game was the best game of the season this year. Maybe we've had a lot of really exciting, crazy games, but I would say that was the best quality game we've seen from Rugby League in 2025. If someone can tell me a better game, please do. Please do. I know Bulldogs fans might not like to agree. Actually, I would think it's a positive. I would think it is a. I would think it's a positive to even despite the Bulldogs losing, to admit that was an incredible game between two really solid teams. Seb1 says, Olivia late to the stream over Webby self. Exactly right, Olivia. Come on. Come on, you know? Come on. Logan says, Matt Lodge is in his 14th season in the NRL, has only played 124 games. Really? His foot. Is that like, I don't know if that's shit talk or whatnot. Is that actually 14th season? 14th season? Matt Lodge? Is that true? Well, he's not in his 14th season because he's 30 years old, so that would mean he would have been 16. So that's not happening. How long has he actually been in the comp for? Grant Anderson better than Cobbo, you reckon, Mitchell? Grant Anderson better than Cobbo. Well, I'm going to have to politely disagree with you, but I do think Grant Anderson's been solid for the Storm. They're going to run this ball on fit tackle, and they're going to get taken down at halfway. Well done, Tigers. Well done, Tigers. So they decided to kick it on second before, out over the sideline. This time they decide to not kick it on fit tackle and get taken down at the 45. Really bold stuff, really bold tactics here from the Tigers in this first 18 minutes. Not really too sure what they're doing, but they are doing something. Just don't know what they're doing, though, but they are doing something. And that something is confusing the living shit out of me. Second tackle now for Manly at the 40. And Chad Savanga will go right-hand side now to Takiaho, who is going to be 30 metres out from the line. I was working, Seb, want to take my place. Seb doesn't have a job. Seb's job is to pretend that England is sunny when he's a Lion. He's just a propaganda artist. That's his job title. Propaganda artist. But the propaganda, we can see right through that bullshit, Seb. Fit tackle now, 8 metres out. Chaz Devine goes out to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans then to Lee Habawada, and he'll be taken down to the 10. He'll be taken down on the 10. So, I tell you what, this is really intriguing from Manly. You have a much better team on paper here, and the Tigers without two of their spine, and the Tigers have kept it at 0-0. Like, this is really, really odd. I don't think the Tigers win this game. I don't think they've got the attack in them, and they're making some really odd choices on fit tackle and second tackle, but like ultimately Manly should still already be doing better. To have not scored a try in this opening 20 minutes is kind of deplorable, especially when you consider third tackle of the Tigers at 30, especially when you consider the Tigers have given up 346 points this year, which is I think 5th worst defense. Yeah, 5th worst defense. By the way, the Sharks have the 6th worst defense in the league this year. Just want to really emphasize that one. Don't even talk to me about who's got the worst, because it's a tie between the Titans and the Cowboys, and theirs is horrific. Oh, Manly. Oh, my gosh. Manly have knocked the ball on at the 25. Manly have knocked the ball on at the 35, and it's going to be Tigers' ball. But Manly are having a shocker. Both teams are having a shocker so far. Both teams are having a shocker. But he does drop it, and then it's, oh, you're not challenging this. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not, man. Oh, no, you're not, Manly. Manly, it definitely does touch the ground here first, Manly. You're not challenging this. What are you fucking doing? What are you doing, Manly? Liabawade drops the ball, and it hits the grass. What are you doing? That is the most... I don't even know how to describe what I've just witnessed. I don't even know how to just... That I would actually say, and we say this a bit, but I would nearly put that up there with the worst challenge. I think that is the worst challenge of all time. I think that has got to be, hands down, hands up, hands out, hands down, hands everywhere, the worst challenge of all time. 20 minutes gone here in the first half, 20 minutes to go. Hit that like button and subscribe. God help us for getting through this game. God, only God can help us get through this game. Maybe Manly tired. How are Manly tired? We've been here for 20 minutes. Oh, this Tigers now, they're going to be 3 minutes out of the line. It's going to be 6 again now. First tackle. Manly tired, you reckon? I'll go into Manly's defense in a second, Jeff. I'll look at Manly's defense in a second after this set. Second tackle here for the West Tigers. They're 2 meters out. I get it, Jay. I understand you. I really get you. So I'd like to find anyone to Alex Twell, and Twell's going to be 10 meters out. Third tackle here. Third tackle. Twell rolls about to Talon De Silva. Talon De Silva off to Terrell, mate. Oh, no, sorry, for no Pole. And Pole is going to be 5 metres out. 5 metres out. Talon the Silver. He'll get out to Latafanu. Short ball. There's not a great attack and set here from the Tigers. Fit tackle here for West. They're 3 metres out. They give it to Talon the Silver. Talon the Silver out the back here to Latafanu with a brilliant kick. Oh, that's going to be a dropout. That nearly ended up being a try. That was a really nice kick there, actually. Tolotau Koala grabs it, drops it, but luckily kicks that ball over the side, the dead ball line before the Manly player can get it. So the Tigers player can get it. It's a really nice kick there from Latafanu. He's lucky he got a boots that, otherwise there was a rampaging Jack Bird coming through. Cal J says, Tigers missing Luai's guidance. They look like they don't know what they're doing. It's not like there's been a huge amount of guidance from Luai this year. But, sure. So Tigers now, they're 15 metres out of the line, first tackle. Someone says, I'm looking forward to this finishing 1-0. That's generous to be giving a point in this game at the moment. Alex Twell is 8 metres out. I'm thinking 0-0 draw. Thinking 0-0 draw at this point. Out to Terrell May, and Terrell May's 3 metres out. Here we go. 3 metres away here from the line. Third tackle. They go out the back now to Latu Fayunu. Fayunu flicks it out to Heath Mason. Too slow a pass. That's going to hit Grassy McGrath, but it goes backwards. It's fine. Grassy McGrath in play, though. Big player there, Grassy McGrath. Needs to pick it up after last night. Wasn't involved in that game at all. Out Kotawi Sao at the back now to Samwanla Fayunu, who's 12 metres away. Fourth tackle. He goes out of the right tackle to Silva. Terrell May, and Terrell May offloads it to Alex Twell. Twell off to Pole. This attack is just... fit tackle here, 5 metres away. Oh, he's lost the ball. He's lost the ball. Grassy McGrath back in play. Grassy McGrath is a generational player. If they okay, so this is the challenge. I don't know if it's a knock on or a strip. I beg that it's a strip so that we haven't seen both challenges lost to ridiculous challenges in the first 23 minutes. Please. I nearly beg that this is stripped. I beg. He's just lost the ball. Or maybe not. I think he's just grabbed down it too tight and lost it. Maybe Luke Brooks' left arm? Where's the hand? Yeah, oh, his arm just comes out. Yeah, this is an unsuccessful challenge. It's Manly ball at 10. I'll be honest with you, I can see why they challenged that one. Manly's challenge was the most dumbfounding shit I've ever seen in my life. But the Tigers challenge here, I get why they've challenged that. Both teams have now got unsuccessful challenges and they don't have a challenge remaining for both teams. But Luke Brooks' arm does come out. And I'd honestly argue that he knows what he's doing there, but it's not a strip. And Joel Skelton passes HIOC. He'll be back any moment now. But yeah, that's I can see why they challenged it. Benny West says, so many mistakes already. Yeah, welcome to West Tigers football and Manly this year. And Manly. Someone says, Manly, 24.65 metres. We might get a half stream. I'm telling you, if that ends like that, if they end under 25 metres per set, we're done. We call it quits. We'll pack it up. They're at 31.59 right now, Seb. Come on. Oh, Grassy McGrath touches the ball again. Oh, this is looking like a real belter. 4 tackle now for Manly. And if you thought this was a belter, you just get ready for a Newcastle stream coming up next. Well, not a stream because I can't stream it, but a Newcastle game. God help you. Loggy says, have you ever played rugby league before? Yeah, when I was much younger. I played it probably until I was like 16, 17. 17 or so. So Tigers grabbed this ball and whacked at the 45 through Siasiwa Takiaho. Finals are key to success in Appy too. Yeah, sure, but Appy is playing as their 6 today rather than their 9. Oh, he's lost the ball. That's a penalty. Ben Trebojevic, he's had a raucously bad game here, Ben. So penalty here to the Tigers at the 45. Like, Ben Trebojevic has made multiple mistakes. Disappointing. To Silver signing with the Dogs? Maybe, I don't know. I thought that, but I don't think it's confirmed or anything just yet. I don't think it's been confirmed. So Tigers get the ball here, 25 metres out. Tigers ball, 25 out. Could also be that Appy is the halves. Well, I agree. Like I said, I was, as a Fiji fan, like I am not a fan of Appy in the halves. I understand why they need to do it, but I'm not a fan of him in the halves. I can't remember what someone said. Is Brandon Wakeham still playing? Oh, hits grass and McGrath and it goes backwards for the Tigers. Oh, dearie me, lads. Oh, please don't put a seatbelt on because it's not going to be a bumpy ride, this one. This is going to be a really lethargic car ride. That's for sure. Third tackle now at the 25. Third tackle for the Tigers. Oh, Wakeham's playing Seagulls New South Wales Cup, so Fiji probably do go with him in the halves again at the end of the year tournament. Fourth tackle now for the Tigers at the 13. They roll it back to Talon De Silva. De Silva gets it out the back again to Seyfarth, who's 10 metres away, fifth tackle. And now Talon De Silva. Oh, for gosh sake. Oh my gosh. Voss has just said that's diabolical from the West Tigers, and I've got to have to agree with him wholeheartedly, 100%. Oh, lads. Just, how do we do it? How do we survive here? How do we survive here, lads? Third tackle for Manly at the 33. How are we going to do this? We've still got 55 minutes to go here in the first half. Mitchell said, no way. No way is this a professional team. And this is the funny thing. Mitchell is a Tigers fan, for people who don't know. Mitchell is the Tigers fan. And he's saying there's no way that this is a professional team. And I don't even know which team he's referring to because it applies to both. Torova will grab this ball at the 15. It was a good kick there from Luke Brooks. Gone up against his old team. At least today, Mitchell, you can reminisce on the good old days with Luke Brooks as the halfback for the West Tigers. Really got you going. Luke Brooks definitely was a massive scapegoat for the Tigers, though. Like, he did need a new choice of scenery, but yikes. Alex 12 brings this ball forward, tackle to the 30. Calday says, Tigers are back to their wooden spoon ways. It's funny you say that because whilst I don't necessarily disagree with you based off of what we're watching in today's game, it's still 0-0 26 minutes in. Like, it was 0-0 26 minutes in yesterday, Panthers Bulldogs, but that was a much more quality 0-0. Much more quality 0-0 at that point. So Manly will grab it through Ruben Garrick here at the 35, and they will bring it through good post contact to the 40 for Ruben Garrick. So anyway, I remember Jeff Jackson asking about Manly's defense. Manly defensively this year have given up 300 points, which is better than the Raiders. The Raiders have played one more game than them though, but right now it's still 0. So better currently than the Raiders, better currently than the Roosters, better than Panthers, better than Broncos. Oh, they're still top 8 for defense, Manly. The Knights at 282 aren't too far off them, but yeah, they're still top 8 for defense, the old Manly. So fourth tackle now for the Seagulls. They get this ball off to Jake Trbojevic, then off to Luke Brooks. Luke Brooks short ball to Ben Trbojevic. Just don't knock the ball on here, Ben. Just don't make a mistake because you've had a really bad one so far. Now it's Luke Brooks. He dinks that ball up here. Taitai Kuala. Iliapaware knocks it back and Tigers ball at the 8. So to give you an actual specific, so not 17th, not 16th, not 15th, not 14th, not 13th, not 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th. They're currently 6th for defense, Manly. Manly are currently 6th for defense off the quick little look. So Tigers now at the 30. Terrell May rolls it back to Talon De Silva. Then they get out the back to Latu Fayunu. Fayunu off to Jack Bird. And Jack Bird's going to be taken down at the 33. Fit tackle. Beekeeper says, where's the GC Titans on the ladder? Well, as you can see here by our beautiful ladder over here, Beekeeper. Well, you can see right here, the ladder is provided to you beautifully. It is beautifully provided to you. You got to really have a look. Like, I don't know if you need glasses or not, because if you can't see where the Titans are, you don't have glasses on, Beekeeper. Come on. Mitchell says Luke Brooks at halfback says it all. It does say a lot. It definitely doesn't say it all, but it says a lot, but it might be all of it. All of a lot is what I would say to that. Second tackle here for Manly. Now Ben Trbojevic. Ooh, that's going to be past the horizontal and penalty to Manly. Penalty to Manly. Michael Paul says, Manly win this match. Is the fraud sign still going to stay up? Michael, it's a shout. It's a big shout. Like, it is a massive, massive shout. It's a massive shout. We'll have to come back to this later on. Michael, but I'm definitely weighing up the equation of it. Definitely weighing up the equation. Logan Paul says 0-0 after 25 minutes in. Some great defense from both teams. Great quality game right here. No. The Panthers Bulldogs game ended yesterday, mate. Panthers won by 2. Can't remember if you remember. I know that Ian can remember. I know Ian remembers the scoreline. So Manly, second tackle here, 10 metres out. 10 minutes to go the first half, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe for new around here. And Luke Brooks will be 5 metres out. We'll be live for all 3 games tomorrow and 2 games on Sunday. Addy says, so many fraud alerts. Mate, there's about to be a scam if Manly lose this. There's going to be multiple scammers. So 4 tackle, they're 2 metres away. Manly will absolutely be scamming the living shit out of the NRL if they lose this. Out the back now to Trebojevic, to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans now to Ethan Bullimore, and Bullimore's 5 metres away. Fit tackle. Oh, no. Oh, have I made a mistake? Hold on. They put the ball out to the right-hand side. Sub drops it, and it's going to be... I think Drub dropped that, yeah? Manly 1-1, and it will be a knock-on. Yeah, so it's going to be Tigers ball here at the 20. Do I have someone on scam? Oh, no. Oh, no, I do. I didn't mean that. Oh, no, no, no. Sharks, no, no, no. No, I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry. This team is absolutely... Get that. Thank you for letting me know that. I didn't even notice that. I did not even notice it. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my goodness me. Sharks. What do you think this is? You scared. See? Sharks are scamming so hard. Sharks are the biggest. Oh, my gosh. They scammed so hard they put themselves off of scam. They tried to hide. Don't you ever do that again. Don't you ever, ever think you can do that again, Cronulla. That's a disgrace. That is an absolute disgrace. And I've got to take... the Roosters aren't on bloody fraud load either. It's the Broncos. Oh, my gosh. Sharks have done this. It's all the Sharks' fault. That is all the Sharks' fault. All right, so it's going to be Tigers ball, fit tackle at the 32. 9 minutes to go here. And Mele, good catch. Really good grab there by Lee Habawade. Really good grab. Oh, it's all over the shop. I've got to refresh this too. That was Jay's job. Jay's slacking. Jay's slacking. He didn't tell me that it was frozen. All right, we're back. We are back. So second tackle now for Manly at the 22. Thank you for letting me know, Raphael. I've refreshed it now. Mitchell says, because a team with Blaze Salungi is a scam. And penalty to Manly. Penalty to Manly. And you'll be surprised by this, Mitchell, but it was Alex Seyfarth with the penalty. Really big surprise. Warriors and Dolphins on frauds. Dolphins absolutely after last week. And Warriors, they just lost to 5 players out for the Panthers last week. So, yeah. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are, Largan. You guys were considered it, but because I respect the Panthers a bit more with their full-strength lineup, because ultimately they were 8th. They were 8th, the old Penny Panthers. They were 8th. But I can't put the Dogs on fraud alert there because I think the Panthers are better than the position on the table. Second table, but they were arguing in the chat. They were saying in the chat, like, you want to go head-to-head with some of the people in the chat, you go for it, mate. I had to defend you. So, Ethan Bullimore, and it'll be third tackle at the 30. Caldays, maybe my Matt Lodge field goal to win the game prediction is on. I reckon you're on here. Matt Lodge field goal, win the game. I reckon you're on. I reckon you've never been more on in your life. 4 tackle. I reckon give it to him now. Jake Trebojevic now for Manly, and they're 15 metres out. 5th tackle. Don't know who yelled out forward just then, but that ball went backwards by about 5 metres. Cherry Evans now at the 10. Short ball. Oh, my gosh. This game is an absolute stinker. This game is an absolute stinker. And that comment from Lorenzo Estano is also an absolute stinker. Mate, in your opinion, is there any chance DC lands the Titans for a 1-year contract? I hope not, mate. I hope not. I don't know what Cherry does, but he needs to make a decision. Like, obviously, this Manly team is just not good enough at the moment. Just not good enough at the moment, man. He needs to make a decision on where he's going, and I really hope that it doesn't rhyme with Told Toast, you know? Please. I couldn't do it. You know, I've already got to deal with my team being in 17th/1st, but 17th. I've got to look at my team losing to an absolute decimated halves pairing of Moses and Dylan Brown last week. I've got to put up with this shit. I've got to put up with this shit right now. And then I have people suggesting that one of my arch nemesis, Ches Evans, comes to the Gold Coast. I give up at that point. I give up at that point. I've become a new fan of the Papua New Guinean team. I'll move to Port Moresby and I'll become a Papua New Guinea fan. If Cherry Evans comes to the Gold Coast, I'm moving to Port Moresby and I'm becoming a Papua New Guinea fan. I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't cope with it. I don't know if I could cope with it at this point. I'm on thin ice as it is with this Titans team. I'm on thin ice as it is. And Ethan Bullimore, he'll get this ball to the 44 tackle. I don't like. It says is nearly 74 years old. If we went that direction, it's got to be. Oh my gosh, Manly. Oh lads, it might be 0-0 at half time. It's going to be 0-0 at half time. It's not a good 0-0. Oh lads. Oh, Grassy McGrath is having a belter here. Second tackle at the 44. Second tackle. Mitchell says, there's no way anyone in this chat can be any worse than Seyfarth, and you can't convince me otherwise. Well, no, I'm not necessarily going to disagree with it. So, Latafonu at the back to Heath Mason, and Mason is going to be 44 metres out for a tackle. I just want to know, is everyone okay watching this right now? Like, are you okay? Because I'm not. Because at this point of this game, I am not okay. 32 metres out. I am being forced against my will to watch this match as we speak. So it's going to be Lee Hapawade who... Oh, no. There's no way that... Yeah, I was going to say, this is a knock on Manly. It's a knock on Manly, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we've just seen a knock on Manly. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. Lagans, didn't know losing to a finals contention makes you a fraud. Titans should be Indian scam artists if that's the case. Hey, you shut your dirty mouth. I defended your team. Hold on a second. Why does slapping shit are you slapping me for? What's the Titan slap here? I defended the Dogs last night. Hello? Oh my gosh. This is why you're not in the top 10, Lagan. This is why the Bulldogs are currently coming 17th. You're not here in the top 10. Come on, man. Titans not scam artists, mate. They're worse than that at this point. Second tackle. I don't know what comes after scam. Just block out the name at that point. Right hand side of Heath. Oh, it's another knock on. I just sort of scream. I want to shout. I want to shake it all about. Oh, dude. Guys, I do need you to put the seatbelt on because it is getting bumpy. It is getting really rough here at Brookvale Oval. It's getting... This game is really not good. Rudolph says, show us the real game. We're not interested in your blah, blah, blah. Hey, Rudolph, why don't you do me a favor and get a job? How about that one? Why don't you go and pay $20, $25, $30 to get a job and to pay for KO? Because you are looking for a illegal stream. Keyword there is illegal, which you know about because you don't have the money, you little cheapskate, to go and buy KO. So thank you for your nonsensical comment, and feel free to sit here, watch on, hit the like button. Please, like, you can subscribe, unsubscribe, don't really matter. But I appreciate you for the view, mate, and we will hopefully not see you next time, Rudolph. But in the meantime, please look, there's plenty of jobs going at McDonald's for you. Plenty of jobs. So, 4 tackle, and they'll give it to Ethan Bullimore, who'll be at the 50. 3rd tackle now. Middle says, Brennan Wake-up, please come back. Derek says, go to Manly Seagulls. He's got to cross through it, though. So they will kick this ball into the court, straight through. Good chase through here for Manly. It's a knock-on from Tigers. It's another knock-on, knock-on. Another knock-on, knock-on. Another knock-on, knock-on. Rudolph, get a job. Becky says, well said, mate. We do what we do. Cal says, I watched this game in my night. Your English is as good as this game. So 2 minutes and 23 seconds to go here the first half, and it's a knock-on here, it's a knock-on there, it's a knock-on nearly everywhere. Becky says, thank you, Panthers, for beating the Warriors and Bulldogs. They really have worried us Broncos. Who's worried? Broncos? Where'd the Broncos come into this? All right, so it's going to be Lee Hapawade 3 metres out from the line. Brad Shield, hey, no. Cal J, not with what we're watching. No chilling here. First tackle, you know what the drill is over here. First tackle after a 6 again for Manly. 3 metres out. They're going to roll it back out to the left. Harry, no, they're going to 6 again for Manly. 5 metres away. Another 6 again comes from that. Jeez. Okay, Tigers, settle it down. If Manly score here at the end of it, If Manly don't score here, it actually summarises the first half brilliantly. Second tackle 3 metres away, still 0-0 for 39 minutes into the game. Lee Hopewada, he's 13 metres out. And Sean James says, "G'day, sir. Looks like I've not missed much. Is it that bad? It's worse. it's worse." Cherry Evans, short ball, bench of Bojovic, and that was good defense from the Tigers. 4 tackle, 3 metres out from the line. 1 minute and 10 seconds to go here the first half. Talon Silva out to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans to Ethan Bullimore, and Bullimore is going to be 2 metres out from the line. Fit tackle. Come on, Tigers. We want you to hold him out here just to really summarise the first half of absolutely atrocities. Out to the right, Trebojevic flicks it off, and it's going to be a try for Manly. Oh, Tigers fans. I really got to commend you for being a fan of this team. Like, I got to commend you. Like, after 39, 40 minutes of just absolute atrocity of rugby league, Manly have still found a way to score and lead 4-0 here at halftime with the kid to come. Like... The score has been broken. The scoring drought has just started to rain in points for Jason Saab of Manly down the right hand side. Tom Trbojevic with a great try assist, and I don't actually know what the winger Joel Skelton was doing there. Oh no, here we go. Keeper no circle jerking here. What did Beekeeper say? Beekeeper said, "Me support Broncos, mate. Warriors got lucky last time." Sure. Ibrahim says, Grass McGrath's having a field day. Grass McGrath is having more than a field day. I've told you many times before, generational player, and you've got the Newcastle Knights to look to after this as well. But 4-0 here, a kick to come from the sideline. Cal J says, this game has been really, really good. In brackets says, I'm a compulsive liar. Yeah. No, you are. You are a compulsive liar. We know that. Casey T says, wow, 0-0. Oh, never mind. Casey, you've missed out on a rockin' 40 minutes. And I mean rocking as in like I'm in a mental asylum and I'm rocking back and forth. That's the rocking we're talking about. So Ruben Garrick here from the wing. Big kick here, right on halftime. They scored with 50 seconds to go in the half. And Ruben Garrick will... Oh, he's got it. That's a good kick. That's probably my favourite moment of the first half. That was actually really exciting. That was actually my favourite moment of the first half. But there we go. There wasn't. I can't read it out, Sam. I can't do it. That's... Oh my God, lads. I'm about to... Oh, I'm going to have to break my word on ending a stream at half time. Because I can't. But I'm just seeing what you're referring to, Sam. Well, guys, it's 24 now. It's half time here, guys. Obviously, hit that like button and subscribe. Mitchell says, give him a standing ovation. Yeah, you may as well. Oh, actually, I might not have to go back on my word, Seb, because it's 24.73 now. Stream, please. Luckily, Seb Watson, it's updated above 25. So we're not ending the stream at half time, but it was getting real dicey. But let's go through some of these stats here, and I'll give you what the stat was when Seb just broke that amazing news. Thumbs up, subscribe, let's get into it. So Manly here up 6-0 in a belter of a game. 51% possession of Manly, 49% possession to the Tigers. And don't forget, when I go through these stats here, guys, they will update. They will update at half time. Now, time possession is 15 minutes and 41 seconds for Manly, 16 minutes and 18 seconds for the Tigers. So how they have more possession is baffling to me. 51% to 49 to Manly, and yet they've had about 30 seconds, 40 seconds less time with the ball than the Tigers. So that's a really interesting statistic there. Completion rate is 84% to Manly at 22 from 26. It's not actually that bad. The game's been bad, but that's not actually that bad. Whilst the Tigers were 77%, which is 17 from 22, which is, it's not awful. Both teams are actually not awful in regards to their completion rates, but it's not ideal to be underneath 80%, which is what the Tigers are, and Manly are only just above it. Now, all runs, 83 here to the Tigers and 81 to Manly, now 82. So 83 to 82 Tigers way in regards to runs. The run meters is 702 to Manly, 627 to the Tigers. So if you want to equal it out, like I always try to do, if you give Manly, now it's 83-83, and they're up 710 to 627. So Manly are romping them in the middle of the park. They're smashing them in regards to the run meters. And then post contact is 261, 243, which is not too separate. It really isn't too drastic there. Line breaks is 2-0 to Manly. Tackle breaks is 13-9 to Manly, which actually suggests there's quite some good defense in this game. But then again, they're then again, we're about to see a great stat. So, average set distance. This is my favourite statistic. This is a very good statistic. So, when Seb Watson commented just before saying 23.89, please. The reason he's saying this, and I'm going to go through the graph here. I'm going to give you the graph from A to B to Z, all right? I'm going to go into category out of this world. So, when you're looking at average set distance, so per set, how many meters you're making? 50 plus is amazing. It's incredible. 45 to 50 is really, really good. It's fantastic. Not perfect, but it's fantastic. 40 to 45 is very good. I'd say it's good. I'd say it's very good. It's good. 35 to 40 is average, basic. That's just kind of what you need to expect as a minimum. As a minimum, okay? 30 to 35, you wouldn't even spit it. It's not good. It's just, no, sorry, you would spit it, but you'd spit it until it's not good. That's not, 30 to 35 is really abhorrent. 25, or 30 and under. 30 and under. No, 25 to 30 is, you wouldn't even spit it. If you're averaging under 25 metres a set in a half of footy, or across a game, we've always promised you that I would end the stream. I would end the stream at halftime. And with a few seconds to go in that first half, Manly was sitting at 23.89. Now, they are at 29.96 right now, which is at the very top tier of the very top end of wouldn't even spit at it. So it's still awful. But to say they went up about 6 metres in the last 30 seconds is actually really incredible stuff there. So I was this close to having to end the stream at halftime. Because I always promise you guys, if a team finishes at halftime with less than 25, I end the stream. So I don't know whether you should be grateful or not, because I don't know whether you should be grateful at this point. But Manly in the really, really poor category for average set distance, and the Tigers are right alongside them at 29.51. So both teams underneath the 30 benchmark of not good for 30 to 35. They're not even at not good. They are dreadful. The kick return means 87.39 Manly way. Average play the ball speed is 3.47 seconds for Manly, 3.5 seconds there for the Tigers. So that really will bring this in line for you in regards to last night's play the ball for the Panthers. At halftime, they were sitting at 2.8 or 2.75 something at the first half, which is incredibly fast. 3.47 and 3.5 is relatively like a really average kind of marker. Most teams are super fast at about the 3.3, 3.2. Sometimes you're seeing 3.1s and whatnot. But last night in the first half of the Panthers was unheard of that 2.75. So that was really fast. These two teams playing at a very just flat line level there with the play the ball speed. Offloads is 3-2 Manly way. And then you've got 4 dropouts, 1 apiece. Kick defusal is 38% at Manly, 44% at the Tigers. Defensive effective tackle percentage is actually really solid. It's actually really, really good for both these teams here. So you want it, 88% is your minimum. 90% and above is very good. Manly are at 93.43%, 92.24% for the Tigers. So both teams are playing at a really good defensive level. Is that because the defense is great, or is that because both teams' attack has been abhorrent? I'm going to lean with a bit of both, but mainly to the left, and say that both attacks have been absolute dribble so far. But with that being said, the statistic is a statistic, right? So 199 tackles made for Manly, 10 missed tackles and 4 ineffective, so 14 bad tackles with 199 tackles made in half. That's very good. Whilst the Tigers are at 92.28% with 227 tackles made, 13 missed tackles and 6 ineffective, so they're at 19. So 19 bad tackles for the Tigers, 14 bad tackles for Manly. Tigers have made about 30 odd more tackles than Manly, and they're both sitting at a very similar rate of 93, 92% on the tackle percentage. And this is why statistics don't tell a full story. Because if you look at that, you're probably saying this is a better defensive game. You're probably saying both these teams are playing incredible footy, just like we saw last night with the Panthers and the Bulldogs. Because this statistic actually shows that it is a better statistic than both those teams last night. But if you're watching this game, you've already probably clawed your eyes out, and you're just listening to me. You can't see me. You probably clawed your eyes out by now. But those two statistics are very good. Now the errors is 7 to Manly and 5 to the Tigers. Not a good. And not a good there from Manly. Pretty average there for the Tigers, but not good either way. Penalties conceded is 4-3 Tigers. Ruck infringements is 4-1 Tigers. Inside 10 metres is 2-0 Manly, and then on reports is 2-0 Tigers. So summary of this game, defensively, on a statistic level, it's actually a very good defensive game. But I would lean more towards the fact that this game, attacking-wise, has been abhorrent, and that would be, suffice to say, based off of the average set distance of both of them being underneath 30. Both teams are underneath 30 on the average set distance. So defensively, congratulations, but I am definitely leaning towards the old attacking marker. I'm definitely leaning towards the old attacking marker there, but anyway, that's the statistics at halftime. God bless us. God help. God save our souls. It's been a rough one, but we're still kicking, Seb. We're still kicking because Manly were able to bump it above that 25. They were at 23.89 going to the last one. Jeff Jackson says, if Manly win this somehow despite playing atrociously, would it feel weird singing the team song in the locker room? No, because at the end of the day, 2 points is 2 points, mate, especially when you're Manly. You know, Manly are currently sitting at 10th position. With a win would see them jump into 8th position for the time being. But the Sharks and the Dolphins still play this weekend. Dolphins play the Rabbitohs on Sunday. Sharks play the Storm, I think, tomorrow. I don't know if it's tomorrow or Sunday, but we'll be live for it regardless. But yeah, they would jump above those two teams. If they won this game by 28 points or more, then they would go above the Broncos. But that would actually mean that Manly would have to score points. And that's not necessarily a thing right now. Manly scoring points is not necessarily a thing that we look into the distance and say that's coming. No. That's not really kind of what we're saying. But Manly definitely nearly deserve to be on scam after that first half. But luckily for them, they are winning 6-0. Beekeeper says, remember West Tigers 15 years ago? 2010? Yeah, they were good. That was also when the Titans were good. But the Titans and the Tigers were in the preliminary finals that year. Titans played the Roosters and the Tigers played the Dragons. And the Dragons obviously won and played the Roosters in the grand final. And the Dragons won that grand final. So yeah, they were both good. Like Paul said in the stream, please end it. We were very close to having to. We were very close to having to. Very close. Thank you, Manly, for just getting above that 25. They're now on the dot 30. Seb Watson says, Tigers, all you had to do was stop that last set and we didn't have to put up with any more of this shit. That is true, Seb. That is true. Because I have promised you guys, if a team goes under 25 in the first half, I have promised you I'll end the stream. Ending the stream would heal TVs. That's what I was laughing at for. It's time to do a binge, do a huck. Okay, well, let's try and do that one again in English. Yes, let's try again in English. This is an English-speaking channel here. We do not speak Ugandan here. Beekeeper. Caltay says, there's not much that could heal my eyes from watching that first half. This is true. Yeah, no, this is true. But I believe in miracles, mate. I believe in miracles. Well, right now, Tigers fans as well, being down 6-0, it wouldn't hurt your points differential too much. Now, you're minus 72 right now with this. The Eels on the live ladder are minus 89. So if you lost this game by 18 points or more, you'd actually go below both the Eels and the Rabbitohs today. You would actually go into second last today if you lost this game by about 24 points. Actually, 24 points on the dot. You would be in second last. You'd be in second last. So just don't lose this game by 22 points or more. 24 points or more. But the Eels play the Dragons and the Rabbitohs play the Dolphins, and I give both of those teams a slight little chance to win. I do think the Dragons beat the Eels, and I do think the Dolphins beat the Rabbitohs, but there is a slight chance there. Casey says, kind of happy I'm not watching the game then to save my eyes from the atrocity, but kind of want to see it so I can have a laugh. No, you do not. No, take my advice. Take my advice here, son. By the way, I put up a poll before on my Instagram about my friend fighting tonight. Go vote in it. Go vote in the poll. I've got. I asked you guys what round is he going to win in. I had round 1, round 2, round 3, and then my fourth option was other guys scared won't rock up, which is currently winning right now. But I need you to go to the Instagram and vote for which one. Someone said I just booked a trip to the Ganges to try. Booked a trip to the Ganges to try to save my soul from that. I don't even know if that'll be able to get you through it. I don't even know. I would still put Manly at fraud even after a win. Oh, Manly not going off fraud today. Manly beating the Tigers doesn't take them off fraud. No way, mate. Oh wait, that's right. The Broncos aren't on fraud anymore, are they? I think, didn't we take the Broncos off of fraud because they're winning against the Sharks, or no? I think I said whoever won that game goes off. This ladder's been messed up today. I think I did. I do have to take them off, because, yeah, I did. I did say that, didn't I? I said whoever wins that game would go into off fraud alert. So I don't know. Yeah, it's all over the place. It's all over the place. Ian says Tigers better offensively than the Aussie top six. Oh mate, that cricket is just dreadful at the moment. Just dreadful. Leave it on, suits them. It does suit them, Jay. They could easily be back there if they go and lose to a Warriors team that just lost last week to a 5-player out Panthers. Yeah, if they lose this week, they're probably right back on it because they're on the thin ice. They're on super thin ice. David says, hello, Blaze. I want to ask why the Tigers can't hang on to their young players. Well, who are you specifically referring to right now? Because Talented Silver hasn't actually signed anywhere yet, has he? Also, because I think that the Tigers have similar issue to the Titans in the fact that it's probably their board. I don't know enough about the Tigers anymore. I knew that Leah Pantelis was a muppet and would blame everybody but himself, which is very Titans-esque. So he should actually sign with the Titans, Leah Pantelis, because it will fit right in. It's always everybody else's fault, not their own. And then also Justin Pascoe. I think that a lot of the issues are stemming from the board, which is similar to the Titans. But again, I don't know as much about the Tigers as I do about the Titans. Step1 says, if Manly don't win this, I'm getting DC packed up tonight and dropping him off at the Chooks by Monday. Why would the Chooks want him at this point? Because he has been a massive detrimental player to both Queensland and also to Manly this year. That doesn't take away from his fantastic history and career as a club player and as an Origin player and as an international player. He's had a fantastic career, but at this point, he has been a massive detriment to his club. You know, coming out and saying that he's leaving, coming out and saying that he's off, and no one knows where he's going, no one knows what he's doing. He's not playing good footy for Queensland. That's why he got dropped as a captain, which is unheard of. And he's not playing good footy for Manly. There's absolutely no chance that he plays Australia at the end of this year because Cleary will be the guy. But also, if he was playing good enough footy, they would still keep him around like they did in the World Cup and whatnot. Maybe, I don't think so. Maybe, we'll see. But the point is that he hasn't been good enough. So who wants him right now? Who wants him? Because the guy is, 37 years old? 36 years old? How old is Daly now? I'll have a look. Both teams are coming out of the field now. Daly Cherry Evans' age. He's 36 years old, going on 37 next year. Going out and paying big money for a 37-year-old halfback it's a bold strategy. It is a very bold strategy. But the second half starts here. Manly kick off to the Tigers. Hit that like button and subscribe and listen. Oh my gosh, Tigers nearly let that ball bounce over the sideline. First tackle of the Tigers at the 5. If we can get through this half unscathed, I really take my hat off to everybody. I take my hat off for your good service. And don't forget, guys, I will not be able to live stream the Raiders versus the Knights game after this. Like I said, my friend is fighting tonight, so I have to go to my friend's fight. But I will be here for all 3 games tomorrow, which is Tigers with the ball at 20, which is a really good game of Broncos Warriors first up, isn't it? Yeah, Broncos Warriors at Suncorp early on. Then we've got Dragons versus the Eels and the Dolphins versus the Rabbitohs. So, one really big game there in the Broncos Warriors. Dolphins Rabbitohs will be... Actually, both Dragons Eels and Dolphins Rabbitohs will be interesting. I don't necessarily know who to tip for those games. But Broncos Warriors will be an absolute belter to start the day off. Alright, so Manly will get this ball out here to the 25, now to the 30. It's Lee Hubble-Wado. Jay says, RFS turned off his stream at half time. There's no way he did that. Did he really? I'm going to go look. Did he actually? There is no way. Did he actually? Hold on. Did he actually? I need to go look at this. I need to go. He went home with the hot dog card, man. There's no way. Where is he? Oh my gosh, he actually did. He actually did can it. Oh no, and that's going to be a penalty here to Manly. That's a penalty to Manly here. I can't believe that. That's so funny. I'm going to voice message him. Hold on. Someone just messaged me on Instagram saying, I don't understand how losing your fullback and halfback results in not being able to do basic passing. I don't know who this is, but they're not happy. Definitely not blessed having to watch my Tigers sing. Dude, Tigers fans, they're losing it, lads. The Tigers fans are losing it. Real fan sports. So first tackle now. Now it's going to be second tackle. They're going to be 15 metres. Sorry, bench boy's still going here. Second tackle, 10 metres away. I'll go this set and then I'll message him. I won't snitch on you this time, Jay. I would never snitch. No way will I ever snitch. Third tackle, 3 metres out. No way would I ever snitch, Jay. Jelly Cherry Evans to Luke Brooks, and Luke Brooks is going to be 5 metres out. 4 tackle. 4 tackle. They go out to the left-hand side to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans then to Ethan Bullimore, and Bullimore is going to be 8 metres away from the line on fit tackle. Fit tackle. Please do something here, lads. Please. Trebojevic to try time. Manly. Ruben Garrick. Ruben Garrick will score. It's 10-0 with the kick to come. 10-0 with the kick to come. All right, I'm gonna message him. Hi, Mr. Zach /Zach /Real Fan Sports / What Are the Tigers Doing? I just want to ask you a question here. Is it true that you were streaming today? And is it true that you are now currently not streaming after half time? And is it true that you need to apologise to me for having to put myself through watching your team play today? I can answer that last one for you, and the answer is absolutely so. Absolutely. There you go. So, Manly 10-0 here with the kick come. Someone says, if Manly don't win this, I've literally just read your comment out before. Why are we doubling it up? Why are we doubling it up? You said that about 34 minutes ago, Mr. Seb Watson. I know the English are a little bit behind, but you did already say that. You did already say that, mate. Oh, boy. Well, Tigers, the old second last is looming right now. The old second last is looming. Maybe I should... Tigers are usually a little bit of a comeback team late on. They don't usually win, though. I have to message my Tigers friend here as well, because he does like to really kick the boot into the Titans when they're not going too well. But Garrick here from the sideline to try and make it a 12-0 ball game. He got a really nice kick from the side before. From the left-hand side, Garrick will and miss it. He will miss it. All right, my friend, my good old friend over there is a Tigers fan. You know how you like to kick the boot into the Titans when they're down? Well, friend sir, I also need you to apologise for making me watch this dribble at the moment. Oh, he will love that. He will love that one. So 10-0 Manly, 35 minutes to go. And the game's still on. Like, it's still a close game. It's just not a good game. But it's definitely a close game. Definitely a close game. By the way, Jay, did he say why he ended it? Like, obviously it's because the Tigers are like not playing well today. But did he say why he ended it, or he just ended the stream at half time? Why? Like, he's from America. He had a right to choose any of the 17 teams who play rugby league. He's become friends with a Titans fan, and he chose to be a Tigers fan. Like, that's the best of both worlds there. And both worlds have been bad and then even badder. So, third tackle. And Cherry Evans now at the 40. Good to see Jay at number 1. You know the game's bad. You do know the game is bad when Jay's at number 1. Fit tackle now for Manly at the halfway point. 45 metres out. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Luke Brooks kicks it up to the corner. Taruva will grab it, and it'll be taken out of the 20. I want to go to the Tigers Instagram pages and see what the... Here we go. Let's see what the comments are like. Rugby league fans go from watching one of the games of the year last night to one of the worst games of the year in less than 24 hours. That's so funny because it's so true. And then someone replied to them saying one of the worst games of all time. Oh, the NRL community is in tatters, man. Oh, Lagan says, I blame Blaze for making me join this stream. You know what? I blame Milford. I blame Milford, mate. Someone else said the most boring game of this season by far. It's man on man, and Skelton isn't even marking his winger. It's man on man defense, and Skelton's not even marking his winger. That is incredible. So it's going to be Manly ball here at the 40 on third tackle. Someone said, I've aged 55 years in 40 minutes. 2 crap teams equals 1 crap game, let's be honest, someone said. Someone then goes, Eels and Titans were more entertaining than this. Oh no, Luke Brooks out the back in Leo Bawade. They get it up to Ruben Garrick. Garrick steps inside and then 15 metres out. Someone says there's been more knock-ons in this game than I've ever seen before. Man, how do we go from the best game of the season to the worst of all time? Manly left-hand side, they're going to score here. Oh, man. Oh, Tigers. Oh, Tigers. It's 14-0 the kick to come, Manly. Lads, Mitchell, just go to bed, Mitchell. I know it's only, 5, 6, 7 o'clock over there in Sydney, in Eastern Australia. But if you're a Tigers fan, I would heavily advise, encourage, and promote with propaganda for you to go to bed right now, because this is just awful. Who's rushing out of the line just then? Is that Jack Bird? Oh boy, Jack Bird has just allowed the. This is something. This is something. I did tip Manly 13 plus, but I didn't think it would go this way. Lane Balling says, "Are you going to live stream it into the fight?" Yeah, but it'll be quite late for you, man. But yes, are you going to live stream it into the Thailand fight? Yes, I will. Yes, I will when he's fighting. What's happening here? If you are inclined to tip fighters, or please do. Okay. Olivia says, "I'm back." Oh, Olivia, you don't want to be. You don't want to be, Olivia. You don't want to be. You do not want to be right now. So Watson says, Jack Bird equals headless chicken. Yeah, no, this is... I don't know what player for the Tigers is an headless chicken as we currently speak. When is it? Ladyboy time. See, Logan Paul, so I knew that this would be something that you'd always be talking about. And Garrick will get the kick, so it's 16-0. Olivia says, "Are you not doing the next game?" No, I can't do the next game. I've got to go watch my friend in his first professional fight here in Thailand. So I won't be here for the next game, but I will be here for tomorrow's 3 games and 2 games on Sunday. Brenton says, "I just tuned into..." Oh, mate, I'm so sorry. I'm so damn well sorry. If you're watching this game, I genuinely... I will say, the only way I get through this game is by streaming it and talking to you guys. If I didn't have you guys to talk to, I would have thrown the computer off the balcony by this point. Off the balcony at this point. Oh my goodness. I did ask a question that you didn't answer. Well, I think the better person to answer that one would probably be Skunkle. Skunkle's a big fan of that, so... Yeah, Skunkle's not here right now, probably because he's with one. Maybe late boy time is for him right now. Maybe it's right this second for the old Skunkle. That's what I would bet. I would back that in. So we're wanting the Tigers to lose by 24 plus now. Well, for the Titans, honestly, we just want them to lose by a big margin. Really, if they can lose this game by 34 points, and then the Titans would have to still win by 40. Just as much as they can possibly lose by, to be honest with you. Manly go to the right-hand side now. It's 4th tackle. They give it to Jason Saab, and Saab's going to get the 40 on 5th tackle. 30 minutes to go here, guys. 30 minutes to go. Hit that like button and subscribe. Casey says, "What do you mean we're in first, though?" Sorry, the Bulldogs want them to. The Bulldogs being down there in last position. And Manly knocked this ball backwards into the Tigers. Tigers with the ball at 20. I asked, when is the fight in Thailand time? No, you didn't. You said, when is it in Ladyboy time? You did not say Thailand time. You said Ladyboy time. But I don't know. You know how boxing / fights usually go. There's heaps of undercards and there's heaps of this and that shenanigans. Everyone's name has changed. Yeah, I don't know why it's all ats now. It just all changed to ats all of a sudden. I don't get it. What is YouTube doing? He's not fighting a ladyboy. Hey, Seb Watson, how do you know? How do you know? It's bold of you to assume nowadays. Very bold. Fit tackle for the Tigers, 42. And like we always say, you know that the game is an absolute shambolic shambles when people start talking about Thailand and ladyboys again. You know it's a shambles when. We've already had to tell one person to get a job. That's going to be a knock-on here against the Manly Seagulls at the 35. Okay, chance you here, Tigers. We've already had to tell one person to get a job. That's usually Dad's mate's job because he usually sends the link to McDonald's. He definitely has just lost that ball. And now we're talking about ladyboy time. Does it have a scheduled or predicted time? Lagging. The more you travel out of the out of the Western world, the more you travel out of Australia, America, and whatnot, the more you recognise that time doesn't really exist. Time doesn't really exist. So scheduled times don't mean jack shit. Pretty much anywhere in the world outside of the Western world. Ronald says Manly win by 6 to 10 points. Well, hey, listen, they're up by 16 right now. There's still 29 minutes to go here. The Tigers will get an attack. Their second tackle, 22 metres out. Yeah, check the TV guide. Sebon says that on a pre-fight check. See if you got tackle. If is that not a pre? Oh no, that would have been an obstruction if you had to keep going there. So third tackle now for the Tigers at the 15. At Big Koruisau, he's back in the hooker role. They've realised he's not a 5'8". It's like I said that by watching him for Fiji. So fourth tackle now, 5 metres away from the line. Forward tackle. Olivia says silly. Yeah, I don't know why. What's the point of it having the at there? I don't understand the point of it. Out the back now, and the Tigers will actually score. The Tigers will actually score, and it's 16-4 with a kick to come. Game on. And Alex Seyfarth, Mitchell. Mitchell, get the checkbook out, baby. Get the checkbook out now, baby. Alex Seyfarth with a try. Oh my gosh, it's the greatest player of all time, Mitchell. You got to start really waking up to it all. Man, to be fair, Manly threw away a 16-0 lead against Newcastle a couple of weeks back. And the Manly Seagulls lead 16-0 here against the Tigers. I don't think it happens, but that defense from Cherry Evans is really spectacular. Mitchell is asleep. Makes sense, Brenton. No, I would encourage it. But Tigers are back. Tigers are back. Logan Borsak says, what's the whole event called? I researched myself. It's in Hua Hin, man. So it's not like massive, but it's his first time. It's his first one, so he's gonna start to climb the ranks and whatnot. He's very good though. He's literally he's a trainer. He's been doing it for many years. And the guy that trains him, one of his best mates, he is very good as well. He's a retired professional fighter, but he's won everything across Thailand. I don't think you'd be able to find anything like online or anything. Surprised that Mitchell, you don't even know what the event is called. Bloody hell, mate! Have you been out of Australia? I need to ask you this, Lager Ball Sacks. Have you left the country of Australia before? Have you left the country of Australia? There's no like event names in Thailand, and if you thought there was event names and stuff in India, God help you. And if you've got an event time start in Fiji of 7 p.m, it's not starting till at very least 7 p.m. the next day. So I don't know what you want me to tell you here. Have you? Lagan hasn't even left this one. Lagan, have you left the losing New South Wales state before? No, I haven't. Exactly right, Lagan. So when you're talking to a person who is one, they missed the kick, so it's 16-4 Manly, and it should have been an easy kick there. But you're talking to someone who's currently in Thailand, has just come from India, has been all over the place, and you're trying to say, like, how do I not know? I'm trying to tell you, this is how life is outside of Australia. There is never anything to know ever. And if you know something, it's probably going to be wrong. If you get told something, it's probably going to be incorrect. It probably would. What time's this bloke's ring walk? I hate you. Second tackle here at the 15. Second tackle. Need 12 to do a try, pays 1.2 Ugandan shillings. The old Uganda. Tigers are away here. Time to Boy, just going to take him on the side. No, nearly over the sideline. Third tackle here at the 35. Is the place called Ansa Muay Thai Stadium. I want you to tell me where Ansa Muay Thai Stadium is, and then I'll let you know that it's not it. But where is Ansa Muay Thai Stadium? Because maybe it could be. When you're here, you just know when to be there and when not to be there. Start for Toa out of the right side. He'll swing to Turuva. And Turuva will get taken down at the 40. He's trying to pull back onto the inside. And it's Manly ball. Well done, Tigers. That's exactly what we want to see. That's exactly what you want to see there from Swing to Turuva. Passes the ball to Grassy McGrass and Manly to pick it up. Someone says, what song's he walking out to? Look, it should be a bit of Imagine Dragons, maybe a bit of Bon Jovi, but I'm probably going to lean with Barbie Girl by Aqua. Third tackle now at the 40. Or What About Me by Shannon Knoll. If I am ever walking out on a boxing fight for like a bit of a laugh, I'm putting What About Me by Shannon Knoll. Fourth tackle now for Manly at the 30. What about me? This game's not great. I've had enough and I want my share. Can't you see? This game is dreadful. No more knock-ons right now. Luke Brooks out of the left-hand side. Gives it off here to Tolutau Koala. Kicks the ball up the top. And, that's a huge hit there from Koala. That's a massive hit. And the Tigers will be taken down here at the 10. Lockie says, hey Blaze, what's your opinion on refs and do you think they corrupt most or all games? I think that there is a narrative and agenda, but I do not think that games are rigged. I don't think it's possible to rig games, but I do think there is a narrative that pushes an agenda in regards to 50-50 calls, but, it's all... No, he put his foot down. It's the right call. That was fine. It's fine. Jay loves it when we sing here on the channel. So first tackle here for the Tigers will be at the 10. There's no way anything's a penalty there. That could be the walkout song for when we end the stream at half time. That was ultimately the plan. So the Tigers now. I will say that, 6 against and whatnot can easily be dodged up. 6 against can easily be dodged up, and penalties are a lot more scrutinised, even though 6 against ultimately are just penalties in a different area of the field. People forget that. But the issue is the bunker, and you need the bunker. You need video refs, otherwise there'll be more complaints than what we have now. But we just need competency in the bunker. Says, what's this Aussie top 4 about? Less runs than you had in India. Well, we played India and Australia for starters, but also, I have no idea because it's dreadful. So, not Queensland. Manly get this ball out here to the 25. Jason Saab, first tackle. 24 minutes to go here the game. Logan says, is it in Prachwap Killakan along Soy 94 Road? Sure, yes, that is it. Yeah, along Soy 94 Road. I'm sure you know where you need to go. Yeah. So Prachwap Killakan is like the state, effectively. Hua Hin is the city. And penalty to Manly, the 35. But yeah, Soy 94 is it. I'm sure you'd love to go to Soy 94, Logan. Sure you'd love it, mate. You'd love it. You know where that is, don't you? You know Soy 94, don't you? Ronald says, bro, you know what? In the history of State of Origin, the first ever State of Origin was played in Papua New Guinea 80 years ago now. Could you confirm that for me, please? Surely not. Is that true? Surely it wasn't played in Papua New Guinea. Where was the first, surely not, ever State of Origin game played? I don't know. Can someone Google that for me, please? Because I surely not. All right. So second tackle they got at the left-hand side. Third tackle at the 23. And now it's going to be right-hand side to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans at the back now to Luke Brooks. Luke Brooks at the back to Lee Hapawade. And it'll be 20 metres out of the line. Fourth tackle. 25 metres out. Lee Hapawade rolls it back to Simpkin. Simpkin off to Nathan Brown with one of the worst runs I've ever seen. Fifth tackle now, 22 metres out. 22 minutes to go at a dribble. Luke Brooks out to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans out to Tom Trebojevic. That was a really nice run there from Trebojevic. They get the ball back onto the inside, and that'll be somewhat of Fainu with a good grab there, actually, on the kick. So it'll be 8 metres out for the Tigers' first tackle. Brenton says, Casey in the bunker is definitely a scam. No, that's not. That's definitely not far from the truth. I'd probably say it's bang on the truth, actually. Logan Paulson says, website says 9 to 11 p.m. Not sure if it's an Aussie or... So all the fights do start about 9:30, but it also depends on how long the fights last for. Here's the main card. There is a lot of things that go into it, but also 9 to 11 p.m. It says that the last one I went to about a month ago was like 9:30 until about 1. So that should tell you everything you need to know about Thailand's times. That's why I get confused when I give you an answer. So Applewhite, I guess, is ball out now to the 32. Lockie says, Game 1, Lang Park, 1980. I was assuming so. So I'm not too sure what you're talking about, Ronald, in regards to Port Moresby hosting the first ever game of State of Origin, because that would have made no sense, but maybe they've hosted it at some point. Surely, have they hosted it at some point? I would never have thought. It was in Lang Park, you muppet. He could be talking about the weird origin like the 70s, though. Or maybe. That's going to be a penalty here to Manly, the 45. I said, why am I a muppet? I said I doubt it. 80 years ago now. Oh, sorry. He said the first ever State of Origin was played in Papua New Guinea 80 years ago now. Well, 80 years ago was not the State of Origin that you remember. So the state of origin that you look at now is not the state of origin that was happening back then. So maybe we were talking about the current version of state of origin, which is the actual meaningful one. The previous one was, yeah, that was not really state of origin at all. It was state of where you play. So at the back here to Luke Brooks. Luke Brooks will go down to the 20 on the second tackle. 20 minutes to go here the game, guys. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. It will not be live for the Knights Raiders, but I'll be live for all 3 games tomorrow and 2 games on Sunday, sorry. Sherry Evans, short ball, and that's an easy try there for Corey Waddle, and this game's over, lads. And this game, my friends, is game over, man. Game over, man. 20-4 with a kick to come, and Corey Waddle goes slap. All right, well, Tigers, you've got to not concede another try for the rest of this game, otherwise you are going into second last today. Logan Paulsack says it says the first Papua New Guinea Origin game was in 1945, legit retirement home leagues. Yeah. So Ronald, to answer your question, yes, but massive stipulation here, not the state of origin of now. Very different state of origin. Seb Bodden says, does it not give exact times for each fighter, Lagan? No, it doesn't give exact times for each fighter, but I can give you less than a minute for Fook to knock the guy out tonight. I can give you less than a minute as the answer for that one. That's a truthful answer. Very truthful answer. Seb Bodden says, not sure how they live their lives with all this imprecision with timings. Does that mean the rounds are about 2 or 3 minutes long? Not talking to you ever again, Seb Watson. 19 minutes to go here in the game. 2 tries this season, actually. 2 tries this season, jeez. I'm tipping Knights just to be different. You are very different, Casey, but also I wouldn't say it's completely out of the equation. I would not say it's completely out of the equation, considering they beat the Dolphins last week. This is usually when the Knights try and save Adam O'Brien's job, so that everyone can celebrate in the Knights' misery for the next few years, as Knights fans continue to complain about the fact that they've got Adam O'Brien as their coach still. All right, so Ruben Garrick, he will make the kick. 22-4. Okay, well, Tigers, you are 6 points away from going into second last with a chance to go last this weekend. You won't go last this weekend, but there's a shout. Breton says, I'm tipping Knights because Adam O'Brien needs a job. He does need a job. I would personally, if the Knights win today, sign him to another 5-year contract. 20 minutes too long, that's for sure. Forgot the game was still on. Yeah, game's still on here, Seb Watson. It's not game on, but the game is still on. It's not game on, no. Nathan Brown, you can't get more off the back fence than that. Wow, Manly, good try. Yeah, it was the exact same try as what the Tigers scored. Also, why are we capitalising? And Jay comes in for a slap. Short drop out there, or short half kick, and this is just knock on galore. And Tigers hit the ball at the 25. It's mistakes there from Manly. Come on, Manly get 2 more tries. Well, why do they need... Oh, sorry, they do need 2 more tries because it's 16 points. So you're still actually 8 points away from going into second last year, Tigers. Adam O'Brien and Desi Job SWAT. You get a minute timeout. You've earned it. You've really earned it, and I'm going to be the one to do it. I'm not going to tell the monster time out. I'm going to do it myself, and I did it. Come on, big boy. I'm a big boy now. Second tackle out to 15. And Alex Seyfarth, greatest player of all time for Mitchell. He's 5 metres out from the line. Third tackle. Out the back to Adam Dewey. Dewey rolling off to Heath Mason, and Mason's going to be 5 metres out. Brenton, don't encourage him. Otherwise, you're getting a minute as well. Forward tackle. Then again, I'm actually probably gracing people with some, and they should be thankful if they get a removal from having to watch this game. Actually, telling people that's actually the worst idea, because that means you get to have a break. So, fifth tackle. 10 metres out, Latu Fainu off to Adam Dewey, and that's, I think, going to be a knock on Manly. Yeah, it is. It's going to be 6 again here for the Tigers. So the ball come back here to the 10 because the ball goes to the sideline. Okay, so it's not Des, leave him and his luscious locks alone. Absolutely. Also, I am always having to tell people, don't get dragged into it's all Des's fault, because it's funny how it's always the coach's fault on the Gold Coast. It's never the organisation. It's never the board. It's never, anybody except for the coach. Never anyone except for the coach. All right, so Tigers now. They're 10 metres out from the line. First tackle. And now Corey out. He'll go out to Alex Twal. And Twal is going to be 5 metres away. Second tackle. That was a lovely minute. Yeah, it would have been a really relaxing minute, actually. 6 again here for the Tigers. Korowi Sau, he's off to Latufayunu, and Fayunu will be taken down to the 2. By the way, Korowi Sau is definitely playing as the hooker, and Adam Dewey is playing as that 6 now, which is a little bit surprising as to why they didn't do that from the start. So out to... Oh, this attacking set's awful. 3rd tackle, 7 metres away. Has Tebber done okay this game? Attacking-wise, yeah, he's got a couple of assists, actually. But he did get rocked in the first minute or two, where he knocked the ball on. Grace McGrath touches the ball, and they lose about 10 metres here. Oh, they get the offload away again, and they get 5 metres from the offload. That's brilliant stuff. Is this going to be 6 again? Yeah, it is. 0 tackle here for the Tigers, 15 metres away. So, yeah, Tebber's been okay. He's had a good couple of attacking plays. Defensively... Korowi Sau off to Dewey. Dewey short ball to Twell, and Twell, prolific try scorer, 4 metres out from the line, 2nd tackle. Can't throw all the blame on Des when he's a 2 times premiership winning coach. Yeah, that runs thin, that line of argument. It runs real thin, especially now. But the reason why I'm not blaming him is because it doesn't matter who the coach is. It's always been the same shit. It really has been. So 3rd tackle, but it's okay. It's always everyone else's fault but our own. So Tigers now. The injury excuse being used every time is just absurd. Korowi Sau out to Dewey. Dewey to Heath Mason. That was good defense there from Garrick. That's going to be a knock-on for the Tigers, apparently. Knock-on from El Tigres. The Tigers knocking the ball on. 15 minutes to go, dribble session. Big dribble session. It's my fault the Titans are losing. Well, Casey, a lot of certain departments in this Titans club do love to point at the fans and blame them for lacking membership sales and lacking ticket sales. So I'm sure it is probably your fault in their eyes too. Yeah. So 14.5 minutes to go here in the game. It's a 16-point lead over Manly. And Manly Live Ladder are back in the top 8. Not really deservingly so, but they will be there. They will currently be in 8th position, but they will drop out of it by the end of the weekend. Assumedly, the Dolphins winning against the Rabbitohs or the Sharks beating the Storm. So 3rd tackle here for Manly at the 30. Brenton, do you actually think the Knights win against the Rays today? Like, I know it's that time of the year. I know it is that time of the year, but, like, surely the Knights don't go and do it again. Surely they don't do this back end of season. Like, why is it, if they do it, why do they not have the capacity to win games early in the season? Why do they have the capacity to win 100 games straight in the middle to the back end of the season? And then why is it they get knocked out straight week 1, week 2? I don't get it. Like, that makes no sense. Like, it's a consistent pattern with the Knights. Oh, Korowi Sau is going to have to come out for the last 50. He's going to be off for the rest of the game here. Korowi Sau is going to have to come off for HIA. We never start yet. Well, yeah, but why? Yeah, but why is my question. If you've got a team that could compete for the last 10, 15 games of the season, why is it that nothing's been addressed in regards to the start of the seasons? At least, Sebon says, at least the club's trying hard to get better, or at least that's the board's thoughts. Are you talking about the Titans? Oh, yeah, they're getting better. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, massive. Massive, massive, massive. Not going to lie, still kind of surprising seeing the Sharks all the way in 7th, given where they fell from. Wow, it's funny that you say that, considering that they are actually in 8th position. They are not even in 7th. They are even lower. They are lower. So Manly kick it over to the Tigers here. The 20, Heath Mason taken down. I wish I had the answer. Listen, I reckon just sign Adam O'Brien to a lifetime contract. I think at this point it's time to sign Adam O'Brien to a lifetime contract. Get ready to kill. 2nd tackle here at the 18. Off to, I'm not too sure. Joel Skelton will be 3rd tackle. I'm getting hungry. What should I eat today before I go out? What should I eat? Like, I'm staying at a nice hotel here in a really, like, one of the better hotels in Hua Hin. And, if you come to, like, nicer hotels in countries like India and Thailand and whatnot, it's really expensive comparatively for, like, food and stuff. So I don't know. Oh, that's going to go dead. That'll be 7 tackle set for Manly. So I don't know if I'm too lazy and just eat here, or if I go out and get something for, like, literally 0.01% of the price of this. Because when you come to these big hotel chains, they get you. They get you good time. Jay says Thai green chicken curry. Yeah, so Thai green chicken curry here would probably be about like 30 Australian dollars. But if I go down the road, literally just walk, like go downstairs and walk maybe 50 minutes that way, Thai green curry probably costs about maybe $1.50. That's the difference. For people who don't know, that is the difference. We still don't have a solid halves combo. Neither do you next year either. Why is Dylan Brown signed to play halfback, man? Piss me off. Third tackle now for Manly at the 43. Down the road sounds better. It does, yeah, about $28.50 better. And usually it's made with more love. I'm not saying it's bad here, but it's made with love. Made with love from the local corner shop, you know? And it also gives back to actual, like, not this, like, not giving to locals here, but it is a big organisation that's getting most of the money comparatively to there, where it's probably a family-orientated and run business. Luke Brooks shifts it over the top for himself here, but Todorova picks it up, gives it off to Heath Mason, and he'll bring it out now to the 15. And take it out to the 20. They even let you pick the chicken. Do love a good chicken curry. Do love a good Thai chicken curry. See, now I'm talking about food and I'm just hungry. No one's talking about it, but I think Fletch will eventually be the 7. Didn't they say they're making Dylan Brown as the 7? Zess says, did Appy have a seizure? I didn't see him have a seizure. I know he's off for the rest of the game with the HIA, but I didn't see him have a seizure. Did anyone see him have a seizure? Maybe this game's been dreadful, man. So we haven't been extremely clocked on for this last little bit. But I know he went off for a HIA. I don't think that I saw a seizure. And they didn't say that he will be. I'm pretty certain they did. I could be wrong. Adam Dewey's away. Adam Dewey's away. The 25, the 20. It's a good pass, but the Tigers will get taken down. Jarrell Skelton, 3 minutes away from the line. Fit tackle. 10 minutes to go here of the game, guys. 16 points of difference. Hit that like button and subscribe. 10 minutes to go. Out to Terrell May. They kick this ball through, and that kick was absolutely horrific from Talon De Silva, and Leah Hubawada picks it up and brings it out to the 10. Yeah, I don't recall Appy having a seizure, but he definitely... it was a bad tackle technique, I think. Manly now, second tackle at 13. No, he didn't. What is that question? Yeah, I also don't even... Yeah, why is that even a question in the first place, to be fair? Regardless, he's off for HIA. Kay says, I threw myself of Thai chicken curry, tried to make it myself. Out of the coconut milk too early, curdled it and ruined my whole thing, but still ate it all week for my lunch at work because no waste. I feel like that the English could have been better there, but I got the point. Well, you're not Thai, so your Thai green curry is not going to be as good as a local Thai's green curry. That's the biggest issue that I'm finding here. That's a real big issue. And penalty to the Tigers at the 25. It was great English, Brenton. I'm going to read this word for word because I think I even tried to help him out a little bit there. I threw myself of Thai chicken curry, tried to make it myself, added the coconut milk too early, but not two, curdled it and ruined the whole thing, commas in the wrong place, but still ate it all week for my lunch at work cause no waste. You need help. You need help, and I need help for reading it. I need help for reading that. So 9.5 minutes left here to go of the game. Tigers with the penalty at the 45, and now there'll be first tackle for North at the 40. Grammar helps. That is a very big benefit to the English language. Bit of grammar. Bit of grammar doesn't go too far astray. Second tackle now the Tigers at 32. Okay, says, what's my grandma got to do with this? Exactly. She's got everything to do with this, mate. Oh, Tigers. Oh my gosh, it's an abomination, lads. Like that play was so stupid that I literally just disconnected my headset. Like that was spectacular from the Tigers. That was absolutely spectacular from the Tigers. So Manly 4 tackle at the 25. I can't believe. Oh boy. Luke Brooks, short ball. Manly 13 minutes out on the line, fit tackle. I'm so sorry, Tigers fans. You got to put up with this. No, Zach hasn't seen my message yet, Jay. They kick it through, played at, knock on by the Tigers, I think. No, it's It's Manly's ball. Oh no. It's Manly ball at the 10. 6 again. No, Zach's gone to bed, mate. I know it's probably like 5 a.m. for him or something. Maybe earlier. Tom Trebojevic, he'll be 5 meters away. Have you had any more emails? No emails today, Olivia. No emails today. We did see one that you haven't seen yet, but no emails recently. Third tackle at 10. I was trying to help him out last week too, and then I got another email. I was trying to help him out, just saying, like, just be normal. And hits grass McGrath, and ball goes over the... 7.5 minutes to go here in the game. 7.5 minutes to go, lads. We can organise you some emails if you like. Please no, Jay. Please no. It's like I was genuinely trying to help the guy out last week, saying just like act normal, make another account and just, move through it, And then next thing I get, what did he say? I can't remember what he said. But then I'm just like, well, fuck you then, man. I'm trying to help you out, dude. And it's what a dreadful game. Not sure the next will be much better either, sadly. Well, I'm not going to be live for the Knights Raiders because I've got to go to the fight night. But I hope you guys enjoy a brilliant Newcastle special. Newcastle special. I'm going to get a Thai green chicken curry special, whilst you guys can get an Novocastrian special. Third tackle now at the 30. You know what I think the detriment here is to the Tigers, Ian? I want you to guess. What do you think out of the entire game? What do you think was the biggest problem the Tigers didn't do to really take advantage and to win this game? I think there's one key critical thing that wasn't done that would have actually probably won this game. Whose stream can we annoy next? Probably nobody even on. So Manly will go to this ball at the 30, and Luke Brooks gets away. He'll be taken down to the 40. Okay, Beekeeper, don't know why you keep capitalising. You do not have to use the capital letters. I will see it. But Manly will go into, I think, 7th place for the time being. Where my boy Baldy, I forgot his name, he's a dead set legend though. Ashley Klein's not reffing tonight. Brenton says better than this dribble of a game. Don't make promises you can't keep. Don't make promises you can't keep, Brenton. Third tackle here at the 38. Ian says no, not starting an injured Luai, potentially. But he went right hand side. Jason Saab. He threw it back inside before he went over the sidelines. Third tackle. Tom Trebojevic now, he'll be taken down at the 20 on fourth tackle. No, the issue, Ian, is they didn't take the 2. They didn't take the 2 when it was on offer. Really disappointing stuff from Wes. So Tom Trebojevic, he'll be at the 15. I wonder if I'm still a Tigers hater now for speaking the truth early on in the year. Always take the 2, Ian. Yeah, you've learned, haven't you? Jerry Evans kicks that ball across, and Manly will score a try. 26-4 with a kick to come, and they are now 4 points away from going into second last, the West Tigers. The season, unfortunately, is capitulating. The season is unfortunately falling down. Falling down. 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go here. Oh, Tigers, what are you doing? Tigers, what are we doing? Bretton says it will be a low-scoring game. Here's the English again. It will be a low-scoring game. 2 defensive teams. You guys are really off it today. Raiders are not a defensive team. I don't know where you've gotten that knowledge from. The Knights are a defensive team, so I agree with you there. But how are the Raiders a defensive team? They've given up 312 points so far this season, which is which is worse than the Dogs. It's worse than the Storm. It's worse than the Warriors. It's worse than the Dolphins. It's worse than the Manly Seagulls. It's worse than the Knights. They have played 15. To be fair, they've played more games. Maybe I'm reading into that a little bit too differently. You probably could argue they're a bit more defensive side than I give them credit for, but they still have given up quite a few points. Yeah, Casey's name is Gazza. Yeah, but we do not insult the old Gaz unless he's here. You cannot talk about Gaz unless he's here. They haven't had a bye yet, I think. The Raiders have had a bye. They've had one bye. They've got 2 byes remaining. So that's why when you look at the top part of the table here, you look at the Storm, who are on 24 points, 2 points behind the Raiders, but they've had 3 byes. All their byes have been played. The Bulldogs were 2 points above them and lost last night. They've had all 3 of their byes played too. So if the Raiders win today and go into first position, then they've still got 2 byes remaining, meaning the Dogs are just going to have to win and win out if they want to get that minor premiership. They're going to have to win out. So 4.5 minutes to go. The game is 20. Oh, no, actually, sorry, Tigers. You are in second last right now. No, Tigers, you are in second last right now. 24 points is the separator. And Tigers go from minus 66, minus 76, minus 86, minus 90. You are now 1 point differential worse off than the Eels and the Rabbitohs. Welcome back to second last. But if you score now, there's a knock on there from Joseph Vunga. If you score now, you're off. You're back into fourth last. Olivia says, "You know who I miss, Skidder? Skidder's scared of you, Olivia. Skidder's scared of you. What's your thoughts on the bias point system or prefer none? What do you mean? Buy point system or prefer none? It doesn't really matter. You can give every team 700 points for a buy if you'd like. You can give them 0 points. You can remove 10 points, but ultimately all of the teams get the same amount. They either lose the 10 points, or they get the 2 points, or they get the 700 points. Don't really matter. Who cares? Why is there, like, I'm not saying you, but why is there a problem with buy points when every team gets the exact same amount? Doesn't do anything. So 3 minutes to go here of the game. Hey, give it out to Dewey. Dewey now to Samuel Fayenu with 5 minutes out. Why are some people in the chat for me? They've probably blocked you. So Tigers go for themselves, and Tigers will score. You go back into fourth last. It's a good run there from Talon to Silver. And Tigers with a try time. It'll be 28-8 with a kick to come. Oh, yeah, maybe you might be on top comments. It's either that you're on top comments or someone, or these people have blocked you. That doesn't mean that I've blocked you. It just means that other people here have blocked you. But you might be, might not be on live chat. Sometimes I don't see comments too, to be fair. Sean James says, I'm off. No, basically, Sean James is off. Got a beer and a hottie waiting for me. Love your style. Be listening next game. Yeah, of course you do, Sean. I know your life, mate. I know your life. But yes, Jay, that was correct to remove that comment. That was correct to remove that comment because we definitely didn't need to hear about that first part. So 2.5 minutes to go here in the game. It's a 20-point game, sorry. And now it is 18-point game. So 28-10, and there is 2 minutes to go. Sean's having a good night. Welcome to Thailand. Brenton, welcome to Thailand. Welcome to Thailand. Yeah, click on live comments on all streams. So Appy is, he failed his HIA. Negan says Tigers want their spoon back for 2025. Well, it's a good battle between them and the Canterbury Bulldogs right now. Really good battle for them and the Bulldogs down with the spoon. Tigers, Eels, and Cowboys are coming in red hot too. But the Tigers, Eels, Rabbitohs, Cowboys, Knights are still there, and definitely the Bulldogs are currently in 17th. Like it's red hot, red hot. Cheers for a top 10 worst NRL game of all time. Yeah, Lagan, it's not great. Not fantastic. Not a fantastic one here. 1 minute 53 to go of the game. Don't forget, guys, we'll be live for the Warriors, Broncos, the Dolphins, and the Rabbitohs, and the Eels, Dragons tomorrow. We'll be live for all three. DJ Peterson says, much long from the gong, mate. Love, just Pete. I'll get around you, Pete. Get around you, sir. But much long from the gong? Much long from the gong. Is this what we're doing here, Mr. Peterson? Is this what we're doing here? Much long from the gong. So big tackle here with the Tigers at the 50. Tal the Silver goes out to Dewey. Loves some long from the gong. A lot of long gongs. Wait, are we talking about what we're thinking about? We're talking here. What's long in a gong here? Are you saying that it's long in a gong? Didn't really need to know that. Didn't need to know that there's long Anyway, second tackle here at the 25. No, we understand you meant love, bro. We understand. Logan Balzac says, fun fact, my first ever BKR stream was considered to be the worst. No, it wasn't. Bulldogs Broncos 2022 round 2 was not your first ever stream. Pete's long on the gong. Deary me. God help us. We've had to put up with this absolute dribble, and now we're getting told about long gongs. Dong from the gong. Well, it's long, Joe. It is long. Your first stream was Broncos Bulldogs 2022 round 2. That was the worst game of all time. And if anyone talks about that Titans win over the Tigers a couple of years back on Thursday Night Footy, you're getting blocked. Casey says maybe he's trying to say it's long along the gong and he likes ping pong and dongs. Welcome to Thailand. 10 seconds to go here of the game. Manly kick it over the sideline. Well, Tigers, you won't go in the second last for the time being. But you're close enough. You're close enough. Now, Tigers fans, you are massive Eels fans. No, sorry, you're not. You're massive Dragons fans this weekend, and you're massive Dolphins fans this weekend, so that the Eels and Rabbitohs do not jump you. You're on minus 66. Now you'll be minus 76. You're going to be minus 84. So that is 5 points better than the Eels and Rabbitohs are minus 89 apiece. And the Titans are on minus 138. But if they win, they put themselves under the same amount of points as you. And it's a shambles, unfortunately, Tigers. You are in a bit of a shambolic situation. But Manly, dreadful. Tigers, more dreadful. Pretty poor game here, but we've gotten through it. We've survived it. Now, guys, like I said, I'll be live tomorrow for all 3 games. I will not be live for the Knights Raiders game because I've got to go support my friend in his first pro fight. Appreciate you as usual. Obviously, hit that like button and subscribe. Good luck with Grass McGrath in the next game with the Newcastle Knights playing against the Raiders. And I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.